Well, we'll need to talk about that game because did you watch the game
next.
just?
I didn't actually know.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been. I watched. I weirdly found myself in a bit of Liga unhole today, so I've been watching some French football, and then I was watching the Atleti game.
Hello and welcome back to Morgan and Wise, guys. Accidentally went live for about 15 seconds there just before we were ready. So, in case you saw that, sorry. Hi, how are you doing, Dan? First of all, while we just wait for some people in the chat to roll in, how are you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's been a nice Sunday. I mean, it kept me on a high. The game, obviously.
Yeah.
I was. As I said, we were just talking. I don't think this was actually in the 10 seconds of audio that you guys just heard. But I stayed up last night to watch my beloved Chicago Bulls play basketball, and they were felled by a last-second Damian Lillard shot in that game, which means at about 3:30 in the morning last night, I was tucking myself into bed, feeling very sorry for myself, but reminding myself nice and casually that the Villa boys, far more importantly, did get the win. And I think I must have looked at the Premier League table an amount of times today, mate, that I think doctors would rule quite unhealthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to be midway through a season, I feel like the league is starting to take shape now. It's fair to say, like if you look at the top 10 of City, United, Liverpool, Leicester, West Ham, Spurs, Chelsea, Everton, Villa, Arsenal, with the exception of maybe like West Ham, that's looking starting to get pretty formalised, I would think. And so to see Villa still around with two games in hand on the likes of Chelsea, West Ham, Leicester, etc. Reads really nicely, doesn't it, mate?
It's looking rosy, mate, isn't it? It's looking rosy. West Ham obviously just lost as well, 3-0 to Liverpool. They look like they're trying to pick, they're picking their form up again. Liverpool trying to mount that charge midway through the season. Of course, you can't write them off just yet. Just thought we'd do some general football chat before we kind of get into the podcast. Let you guys, the live stream, sorry, Force of Habit calling it podcast. But I guess it is because Dan, we're talking for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's essentially a live podcast with us playing Football Manager, which is great. So if you guys let us know in the chat if we're all sounding okay, if that's all good, because we're still relatively new to this. This is our third stream, so I just want to make sure that all the settings are good for you guys. Nice to see some familiar faces. Tristan left a comment earlier before the stream started saying, "Thank you, you saved me from having to watch Dancing on Ice with my wife." Don't worry, Tristan, we got you, mate, but I'm sorry, we can't do anything for you on Valentine's Day. That's a Sunday. We're going to probably have to stream another day that week. George, still not over the Burnley game, to be honest. Yeah, it's a really tough one to take, especially when you see how they've performed against Chelsea today. Managed only one shot, came in their 89th minute. Chelsea should have really been out of sight within the first half in that one, which is, Chelsea fans will be frustrated. Tuchel, probably not so much. He's still trying to work his magic. There's a few interesting things I saw on Twitter about Kai Havertz and a few things that he was saying about that. Everyone's so quick to jump on the Kai Havertz hate train, Dan. I'm not.
I don't.
We said this on the last stream, didn't we?
He'll have his moment.
These guys, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, they're ballers, man. Like they just got to settle. And it's not so often you'll actually hear many people say that they agree with Paul Merson. But on the Soccer Special the other day, he was saying, listen, middle of the pandemic, he's 21 years old. He's in a country he doesn't know, but barely really speaks the language, not able to see his family, not able to see his mates. And I think often we we do kind of overlook that. We see these guys as these specimens because they're performing at the height of physicality and whatever's possible. They're doing things that Dan and I could only ever dream of. If we didn't ever get that injury, that same knee injury. It's always the same.
I know, man. Honestly,
it's always the same one. But I feel like people are quick to not actually humanise these players, especially with the transfer fees and stuff. I feel there is some certain. I think it's certainly more with Werner than Havertz. There's a lot more valid criticism that can be made. He definitely should have scored a lot more goals, but I have no doubt, absolutely no doubt, Dan, that he is going to come back fit and firing. And do you know what? I need to change this because this is an auto-generated thing. I have a different face on a different save that I was doing. Am I able to import that, or is that just are we still?
Oh yeah, we should be able to do that because I've just seen we probably do need to get rid of that. I think we should be able to transfer that over. Hopefully,
randomize. No, we don't want to do that.
Can we bring that over?
How do we do that? We don't want to
try it in. If we try it in the save, I don't know if you can transfer it over because if it's an older save, maybe. What's that drop down bar next to randomized face, mate? Can you see that?
Edit face.
See,
it should just let us import it because when I started my other save for practicing for the stream, it was load avatar. Here we go.
Hey,
is that the one? Sorry, bear with us, guys. Oh, there isn't one. Right, okay. We're just going to have to stay with this. I'll have to sort that out.
We'll get that sorted.
Stream. But for anybody who, we'll save that just so as,
it's a slight improvement.
Yeah.
The sideburns. I've just seen the sideburns.
Oh, mate, they're awful, aren't they? Look at that. Wow. Wolverine is jealous. I've been doing... I told you about this the other day, Dan, because obviously for you guys who watching and that, this is my... this is my first real crack at Football Manager. Dan is the more experienced one who's walking me through this. So I started a save with Hamburg the other day, and despite the troubles that I said to you I was having, Dan, Wonder Kids wanted to leave, all that, didn't believe in the project. I'm third in the Bundesliga too. I'm well up for
nice.
Automatic promotions. Hopefully, we're in about November, December time, which is good.
Nice. That's going well then.
Yeah, no, it's difficult because they're like, yeah, we want you to get promoted straight away, and I'm like, right, okay, sure, I'll try that. I've still got the training wheels thing on, so it walks me through the tutorials for all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, right, okay, and then it's like, we want you to sign young players, high potential, high sell-on value. I'm like, right, okay, so I send the scouts out, and as I said, I've always been more of a career mode guy, and you always where to look to get these players, and I'm sure it's the same thing with Football Manager, but obviously not really playing it. I didn't really know where to look, so I sent some scouts out, found a few good players littered in the Austrian league and the Swiss league,
nice.
with potentials of 4.5, 5-star, 19 to 17 years old. I'm like, right, this is looking really good here. And then you put a bid in for £800,000, and they're like, right, well, we're just gonna block you forever. It's just disrespectful. I'm like, well, I don't know the dynamics. So it's still very much a learning curve. Now in this episode,
we'll get there.
Before we go through the emails, we'll show the schedule. Last time round, we bit off a bit more than we could chew down, didn't we? We played 3 games. We desperately wanted to get that Liverpool game done. Didn't really end up going well. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Southampton on penalty, so at least our Villa boys managed to do the business the other night against them in the league. And we've got West Ham and Wolves coming up next, so we've got some big games. We can speak a bit about the West Ham game as well, kind of preview that IRL as we just kind of spoke about a little bit before there. They lost 3-0 to Liverpool. I'm sure you guys saw that. And so there's no, again, just to run through the rules, Dan, do you want to let the viewers know, the people who are in the chat, in case they may have forgotten, what the rules are of the series?
Yeah, for sure. So Dan and I are starting this as a bit of a joint endeavour. As I said, I'm the sort of Yoda to Dan's Luke Skywalker, but it seems he himself has become a Jedi, leaving Hamburg to greatness. Dan and I have tried to make this as realistic as possible, so there's no new faces in the Villa squad, no new faces in anyone's team. We've disabled that original summer window as you come into the job. We still have the January window, we believe, so we should be able to get active. I think at the moment we sit in sort of mid to late September. And we've got some games coming up. It's interesting how we've got West Ham at home next, which is obviously the real fixture that the Villa boys have next. So we can get a nice bit of discussion on that. Before people get confused, the Football Manager schedule doesn't mirror the Premier League schedule. So
we're not caught up that much.
No, not yet. We've just gone out of the Carabao, as Dan was saying, to Southampton. But we lost at Anfield before that. I think we lost 2-0, if memory serves me correctly, which was a pretty good performance, I think. You know, they've still got Virgil, obviously, on this. It's a full-strength Liverpool team. And so they're an absolute, for you guys in the comments that do play Football Manager, Liverpool are an absolute demon on Football Manager. And so I walked away from that 2-0 feeling pretty good about myself, I have to say. But I'm looking forward to see West Ham. I think after 2 losses, mate, we've got to get back to winning ways.
We do, and I've just shared the screen with you, Dan, so you should be able to actually see what we're doing now. I'm having a mare here, though. I need to move this across. You guys, I think you guys can see everything fine as it is right now, which is great. I just can't see the actual game.
Interesting.
Hang on. Oh, I can. It's fine. We're all good. Right, so here we go. We've got a... See, I was leading you on there, Dan, and I didn't even realise that you couldn't see the screen. I was putting up little prompts and stuff for you. So, wow. Again, this we're new to this, guys. So, as you can see, we've got a little report here. Available first team players for under 23s match. Interesting. Just got to give a shout out to Lewis Brunt again. Doing the most.
Your mum.
Got to rep that. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions in the comments, if you want to see anything in particular in the series, let us know. We like to keep the chat as engaging as possible. Don't just keep the questions to Villa, general sport questions as well. We've had a fair few people on the streams and in the comments of some of the podcasts say, look, we want you to kind of maybe adventure out into other things, which is really great to hear that you guys actually want to hear our opinions on other sports, on other leagues, on whatever. So, if you have any questions regarding anything like that, of course, we would be more than obliged to speak about that. We've got a scouting report here. You know, it's good to see that Football Manager's got this West Ham team down to what it really is in real life. Same formation and that. These boys do the research, don't they, Dan?
They really do. No, it's going to be a tough game. I don't know exactly where they have West Ham sort of finishing in Football Manager, what kind of standard the team is, but it looks pretty like for like in terms of how they actually line up. That 5 at the back might cause some problems of its own. But no, I think, to be honest with you, mate, I like the way we've set up in the Premier League games that we did play. Which was it just the West Brom game we played before Liverpool?
Yeah, so we've only actually played 3 competitive games, 2 of which were Premier League games, Dan. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but we won at home. It was a nice last-minute winner, wasn't it, from Ollie? That sent us on our way in that West Brom game. So hopefully, back at Villa Park, that's where I want to really try and turn that into a fortress, mate. So that's what's going to be important.
Jack Grealish is injured, Dan. I don't remember this.
I think, if I remember correctly, it was only a minor thing he picked up in the cup game.
Full training tomorrow. That's good. It's nice to see as well. So I've noticed, obviously, playing a bit more by myself and just kind of figuring it out. These lines, they're really good, and we have a lot of them. We have this nice little triangle in the midfield.
That's good news.
I don't understand what the red is on the DE, because that's the position, right?
Yeah, so all that is, it's nothing bad. It's just if they're in an attacking mode, like Watkins, Traore, it says at in green. Right. You've got support is in blue, and then defensive is in red. Or it doesn't actually correlate to sort of anything bad. It's just highlighting.
Okay. See, I thought I was shoehorning players in and that on my
no, don't worry about it.
Establish a bit more of a solid back line, but let's advance here, Dan, and hopefully get this first game under wraps. Of course, you know, obviously we've signed Sanson in real life, so we'll be looking to make that transfer. Hopefully we can pull it off. Dan, where does it say of is it finances that will tell us how much money we have? Yeah,
so I think if we go to the transfer budget is at 0 at the moment, as you can see. So if you go to make budget adjustment, can you see that just under adjust budgets there? It should be a little slidey thing. Can we slide that? We'll have to see, because maybe so they haven't actually allocated a budget as of yet.
I'd imagine that's because we skipped the transfer window.
So maybe we'll see in January whether they give us any money to spend. It'd be interesting to see how that works and how much money, because as I was saying in a previous podcast, they have in Football Manager, set things up accordingly so that budgets have been affected by COVID. Although COVID isn't in the game, teams do have less money, schedules are a bit tighter, the season starts later, etc., etc.
Yeah. We've got Mings out for 2 days, tight hamstring. It's a miracle that man is never that injured in real life.
No, I know.
Well, that's something we mentioned on a previous podcast, isn't it, Dan? I think he's probably only been out once, maybe twice off the top of our heads without an injury. Look, Jermaine Defoe, he's been recommended. We're going to do a no on that one.
I think we'll skip those. Just in your question in the comments, Mac, but Chelsea will move a lot of players out in the summer. In Villa's trolley is Barkley plus Tammy or Hudson-Odoi. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I think Chelsea will move a lot of players out in the summer because I still don't think their spending is done. I don't know about you, Dan, but I still feel like Roman, having gone through that transfer ban, has still got a little bit of cash left in his pocket that he's going to want to put in, especially now they've got a new manager.
He's got an itch to scratch, hasn't he? And I mean, Hudson-Odoi, he played really well at right wing back this morning, didn't he?
He really did.
A relatively new position for him. By comparison, it's Reece James did come on, which is good because he's got to be, other than Matty Cash, England's best right back. So, I mean, you've got to look at that. I wonder if they're still going to try and finance that move for Declan Rice, because that was it seemed like a really contentious thing within the board from things that I've been reading from The Athletic and that Frank wanted him, and you've obviously got Mace, Tammy, Tomori obviously less so much now as he's gone on loan to AC Milan, which is amazing. But them lads really wanted him back. Obviously, Rice was a part of the Chelsea academy, let go at 12. And the board were like, absolutely not. We let this guy go. That's it. And that's fair enough if that's how they want to do business. But apparently that was quite a contentious point. So maybe that kind of 80 million that they were looking to raise isn't. It's not as urgent, is it? Really, I'm sure Chelsea do obviously need to balance the books to spend. As cliche as it does sound. With the amount of spending they've done in the summer, and the amount that they're going to look to keep reinvesting in the team, because we know what Roman's like. He's not satisfied unless he's winning the title, or winning some form of silverware. And Matt Targett's out for 3 days as well. We're picking up these little niggles in training. But do you know what? I'd take Tammy because I feel like Ollie Watkins is a lot better on the wing. Not on the wing. He's a striker who likes to drift that wide, and there's been massive debates about this on Twitter. There really has, but you cannot deny the fact that Ollie played in that position before, and the way we play this fluid style of football with the kind of interchanging forwards, Ollie spends a lot of his time out on that left hand side. So maybe a front three of Traore, Tammy, and Watkins could be a really nice thing to maybe consider in the future. And that doesn't mean you shove Grealish out or whatever. For me, it's all about having options, Dan. Really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Hudson-Odoi is one whereby I think the money that, do you remember all that talk about Hudson-Odoi, and Bayern really, really wanted him, didn't they?
80 mil, wasn't it?
And that's what I mean. I don't see us going and spending that much money. The only problem I have with potentially bringing in Tammy is that I know that they're inherently different players, but perhaps if you're going to operate Ollie mainly as a winger, is he too similar of a mould to Wesley? Yeah. And I think when you have those depths in that striker spot, it's important to have variation. But it's an interesting one. For sure, Mac. It'd be really interesting to see how Chelsea operate with that transfer system, because there's a lot of players they're really going to want to try and get rid of.
Absolutely.
We've got another injury? Marv. Oh my God.
Everyone's getting I think 3-day injuries.
It may be worth, if this carries on, we're going to see how it goes, because we're still early in the season, but if this carries on, we'll turn some of the training loads down, get them.
See, on my Hamburg one, I had players complaining that it wasn't as intense, and I'm like, Dan's not shown me this yet. I don't know what to do. I stopped panicking. I was like, I can't call him now. It's 2 a.m. Couldn't hop on a stream. Just looking at the chat now, a question from Max. If Morgan was to replace someone from the starting 11, who would you say it would be? Well, again, it's cliche. He's got to earn his place in the side. As we mentioned on the podcast, Dan, the fact that Marv and Sanson didn't somehow make an appearance, especially early on. Obviously, Marv came on for all of 50 seconds at the end of the game, but a substitution could have been made at around 70 minutes against Southampton. Let's be real. Obviously, Dean didn't. Is it too much faith? Is it not enough faith in the bench? You don't know. It's a difficult one. I think, because if you think about it, McGinn missed a match against Newcastle for his suspension. So realistically, out of the three in the midfield, Dan, he's going to be the fittest. And I don't really think you play Sanson or McGinn in the Dougie role in the double pivot. Maybe that'd be a really fluid, really attacking. I just worry how we defend that. And maybe there's a case he starts ahead of Ross. I don't know. He scored the other day. This is, it's all up for discussion. So let us know where you guys think he'd start. But Dan, I mean, where would he come in?
For me, like if I was to put him in for the next game, it would be John that I would sacrifice. But I think what I'd do is go back to a 4-3-3, operate within a 4-3-3 with a 6, and you play Douglas in the hold, and then you have the 2-3-8 sort of Pep Guardiola style in Barkley and Sanson. That's for me because I don't think you're right. I don't think you want to necessarily throw Sanson into a two-man midfield in the Premier League. I think you'd want to put him in with a midfield of 3 just to ease him into things. Funnily enough, Dan, the formation that we play on Football Manager is exactly what I'd use to as you guys can see it there on screen. I think that would actually work really nicely, and I think McGinn has sort of been one of the untouchables in recent years, but I didn't think certainly against Burnley he was at his best. And I think with Ross just scoring, he's probably the most expendable.
Yeah,
back in the presses.
We love this.
Back in the presses.
Start the
Here
press
we go.
conference. You can make a real statement about your intentions in this match and go on the attack from the first whistle. How will you approach this game? Keep things tight, innit, Dan?
Good question. Yeah, absolutely. As long as we got to not lose this game.
Don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but Tyrone Mings had a number of standout attributes. Many people feel like he's the same. Do you share the sentiments? Oh, how do we go for this? See, because I don't want to anger the press. The press hate me in Hamburg. I storm out of conferences. I go full Joseph.
I like that second one. I expect he'll impress. He's that sort of player, and hopefully he can help us win.
John McGinn has the intangible qualities so many players look for in a leader. How much does that? I need glasses, man. How much does that help you in the way you set your team up? I think we rely on him as a team, and that's not about to change. No, that's a bit. We don't want to twerk for him that much. Let's not focus on players.
Yeah, I like that one.
Actually, I don't see how that's negative. I would say that's neutral. How important is Ross Barkley against West Ham? Well, yeah, I mean, you were just saying you drop him down. We'll go for a neutral on there. He's a good player. A lot of good players. Do you know what? We will say nice things about Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
quite happy to milk that one.
That's fine. Some questions. Just looking at the chat, Dan. We've got a few comments.
Oh yeah, let's have a look.
Only getting Tammy if Chelsea get Haaland. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like they've got their focus will have shifted. I wonder what that would mean for Werner as well.
I don't see that Haaland one, man. I really don't.
Really?
I hope he doesn't make that move. Yeah, no, not for me. I don't think that's the one. I don't see that Haaland move just yet. I think you've got to put faith in Timo Werner, surely. Like he can do the biz.
Much.
You've got to like it's not like I can't see him going there at all, but like when you've just got like Timo Werner, who's been putting up pretty similar numbers to what Haaland is putting up in the Bundesliga, you've got to give him a chance to strut his stuff.
Ian's in his rehab. Wow.
Nice.
That's good to see. It's nice to see him back on the bench in real life as well.
Barry, what's Max? I love Luis, but I feel like Morgan is more of a box-to-box and all-round and could make us a bit more dynamic. What do you think? Yeah, I think that he certainly offers more going forward than Luis, but Luis is a real unsung hero in this team and does so much tidying up and keeping things nice and tidy in the back that I think he's a real undroppable in this team. He's absolutely integral to everything that we do. And so, yeah, while Sanson could give us a bit more going forward, you need that player like Luis who holds it all together because otherwise our midfield would just be passed through like a sieve otherwise. But no, we need to see Morgan first because how we've seen him play in France doesn't necessarily translate to how he's going to fit in this Villa team. It's very different to what you become when you arrive in the Premier League. And so yeah, that will be interesting. I think we need to get a good 180 minutes out of Morgan Sanson before we can decide exactly where he fits in. And I think it's going to be a little while before we get those kind of minutes from him.
Well, that's the thing,
Neil
Dan.
Taylor started his coaching course. Sorry, Dan. Sorry to say
well, do you know what? That's nice because I just called him out for his training. Said he weren't doing very good, and he took it well. So that's good. That's some good news. But no, the thing is, I always have to bring it back to this, Dan. I have to bring it. You tweeted something on the Holte account. You're running, mate. I can't remember which game it was. Someone said Bertrand Traore is this, he's that, he's awful. And we've bookmarked the tweet, and we have the tweet. He was like, Bertrand Traore is like a shit footballer. Like he's terrible. And so many people were on his back. And look at him now. He's a key part. Yeah, of course, you can maybe criticise defensive contributions, awareness or whatever, but he's scored really important goals. He's developing really nicely, and you can see that upwards trajectory. So I just hope Villa fans do not get on Morgan Sanson's back like these Chelsea fans with Havertz and Werner.
Yeah, for sure, man, because you got to give these players time. They deserve it. But I think we've got to focus now then, surely. We've got a sellout crowd, 42,777 tickets sold out of 42,777 capacity. The Villa fans are clearly excited for this one. And I am too.
So here's how we're lining up. Guys, in case you don't know, we do like to play this 4-3-3 with the defensive midfielder. What's the tactic, Dan? A vertical tiki-taka in it. That's what we play. It's a really interesting formation. It's one that I don't think we perhaps see the Villa play enough of in real life, because I think it would work really nicely with the 8-10s that we have in Barkley and McGinn and Grealish. But we got a nice bench as well. Louis Barry's come up from the kids as well, so we've got him there because obviously Keenan Davis is our only backup striker, so we've got a little bit of competition for the striker spot. But it reads pretty nicely. I think I like what we've got together. I think so. Where is Louis Barry? Louis Barry is in the squad, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, because we put him in for the Carabao Cup game, didn't we? Watching that game back, that Shakespeare was asking to drop target, put Engels in, and push Mings across the left back. Absolutely not against this lot. Matt Target will be vital as we look to win this game. Look at that! You just got to look at the line with Grealish on that screen, man.
How did West Ham go?
Fabianski, Dawson, Ogbonna, Rice, Kufal, Masuaku, Noble, Sulchek, Yarmolenko, Bowen, and Antonio. And we've got a recommendation from Shaky here, Dan. Marking Mikel Antonio tightly at times should improve our chances in this match. Now, I don't know if I believe that, but we'll do it.
We'll see.
I think he might run us ragged, but let's go in. Right, you guys know what we do on the channel by now. We pump the fist. Let's show the world what this team can do, shall we?
Yes, I like that. I like that.
Grealish is composed. I expect nothing else.
Oh, I hate these interviews.
We're gonna
send Shaky.
Yeah, Shaky can
send Shaky.
He earns his money with us, man. He really does. Walking out,
he really does.
Villa Park. I mean, it's never looked this beautiful. Heather has it, Dan. And
Here we go.
Oh God, I'm nervous, man. I get nervous when I see this because it's out of our control, Dan. It really is.
Yeah, it's up to the boys now.
Here we go. We've got a highlight. Matty Cash.
Nice highlight.
Is this a bit fast, or are we good with this?
We can slow it down a bit if you like.
I don't know if it's all right, isn't it? This is, I guess. Oh, Matt Tyler almost shot then. Yeah, there we go. Let us know if that's a good speed, guys. So, yeah, we got off to a nice start there. We've got some nice questions in the chat, which we'll get to after this game. Looking at this is tense. Ross Barkley,
nice
carbon
goal.
Copy of our goal from yesterday, guys.
Boom.
A Grealish cross, Barkley header.
It was Target that played the ball to Jack as well. So
Shaky, hang your head in shame, my guy.
Oh, it was Cash, my bad. Yes, there we go. Nice start to the game. Villa Park is on its feet, baby.
We love that. Guys, as well, realistically, let us know in the chat where you guys think we'll finish. We need predictions so we can come back and visit them. We're currently sat 10th. We're probably higher now because obviously we're winning our game. So we'll have a look at the table after this. It's nice to see the highlights, Dan. They've been all us. McGinn, oof. Oh, you see, we got up to 5th there. It's
important to caveat that the board wanted us to avoid relegation. So that's that's their call. Is that they wanted us to, as long as we stay above that red line, the board is going to be happy. So anything above that is an improvement in terms of the game. But obviously, you and I, Dan, we have our sights set far higher than that. And funny enough, Timo Werner has just scored for Chelsea on the game, which is something that
you love to see.
Absolutely, and we go into half time looking pretty rosy.
That's looking all right. 4 shots, 3 on target. Not doing too well.
West Ham haven't had a shot, no XG either. So.
I didn't pump the fist. It's half time. We don't want to get too.
Not yet.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
If you do it too often, it loses its impact.
It does.
You got to use it in the key moments.
These guys
they've got Rice at centre back as well. They're playing Rice at the back.
Do you know what? I did notice.
I've got time for that.
I still don't know how I feel about Declan Rice. I'm not sure.
I completely see why he really divides opinion, doesn't he?
Someone commented on the podcast, Dan, sorry to interrupt, but someone commented saying we should go all out for Rice, 60 million.
This is, I don't know. I think I love you and I both do. As do all Villa fans. Louis is my guy.
Yeah,
Dougie's staying for me. Rightly so. This is nice football, mate.
We've got this down, man. Dougie almost scored there as well.
Ooh. We play some nice ball here at Villa Park.
Arsenal are 4-0 up against Newcastle in this game as well. Mark Noble's getting too much space for his crosses.
70 minutes. What about some subs?
Yeah, let's pause this here. You see, the game moves fast. That's the only thing about having this. And sometimes I go to make the subs like on my Hamburg career, and like people have gone. So I'm like, oh god. So tactics and subs. What are we saying here? It's 1-0. Well, we've not quite seen this out, Dan, have we? There's still a game going on.
If we look at the match ratings, Ollie Watkins and Bertie aren't having their best games. So I think maybe we leave Ollie, maybe. But someone like Trez or something, I don't think we'd go amiss. And it's just whether we want to make any alterations as to that.
McGinn's on a booking.
Yeah, well, we got quite a few players on a booking, actually. Is that 3 out the back 4 on a booking as well? Maybe take McGinn for Connor.
Oh, he's gone, man. He's a dead man.
Well, shout out Conor Hourihane.
Yeah,
goals. He's doing well, 2-2, I think, with Swansea. So I'm happy that he's clearly got the move that he wanted, and it's paying off as well. So good on you, Connor. But we need you to come in and do a job just for 20 minutes here before you can go back to South Wales.
Double sub here.
Good news. We're off again. Mate, West Ham still haven't had a shot. Their XG is 0.
We love to see it. I didn't mention XG on the podcast, Dan. Southampton's was like 2.5 and ours was 8.7, 0.87, I think, off the top of my head.
I don't think we need to change too much because if West Ham haven't had a shot, then I think we can stay.
Yes, what a goal.
There we go.
Ollie Watkins. Rounded Fabianski there.
Run it back. His third goal of the season. Nicely done, Ollie. And that's why you leave him on.
I love that long ball.
There you go.
That rating would have gone up.
That's
now.
what we want to see.
He's
loving it in front of the Holte end. How? I know. I was about to say this is probably the only person on the Aston Villa Twitter that couldn't pose this question to. I was about to say how much of a shame it is that I still haven't seen any of these boys play in the flesh. But obviously you have done many times, and it is on almost every podcast that I make it known how jealous I am that you get to go to these games. But when it makes me so jealous, like even just watching this game, seeing Ollie Watkins score in front of the Holte end, like when we get that feeling back, how great is that going to be?
Mate, it's really weird because obviously I'm gassed, but you can't show it. Like I did let a bit of a scream out when Bertie scored that goal against Newcastle the other night because it was a scream. It's like it was just a scream.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it was just a scream. It would have been a poo if I was there. Let's be honest.
when we played Leeds, I think it was. No, it weren't Leeds. I'm trying to think of now you're going to hate me for this because I can't even remember which game it was. I'm going to describe this, Dan, and the thing is, you're going to understand why I can't remember because Grealish has done this in most games, like where he kind of has the ball and he just dribbles the whole length of the pitch, gets a shot off and it's saved. It may have been the Leeds game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was either the Leeds game or the Crystal Palace game. It was one of the BT games because it was. I spoke to Karen Carney in that because they were sat behind us, and when Grealish did that run. I'm not lying when I say every member in the press box was on their feet just as he like pulled the trigger because he'd taken the whole team on. We were in total disbelief, and of course we've seen Grealish do this before. We're like, I'd say we're 5 Grealish runs like that away from actually having a goal, because he's had a fair few cracks in it.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, Ollie Watkins, man, and that's the thing. It's like he's had criticism from people, which in my opinion is totally unjust, because of he went on a bit of the goal drought and that. But I feel like everyone talks about the eye test, right? But when you're only seeing part of the action on TV. Everybody knows when you go, like, this is nothing against people who don't go to the games and that, but you will, if you're having a discussion with a mate who maybe just watches on TV or doesn't have the opportunity to go to Villa Park every week or isn't a season ticket holder, they will quite often have different outlooks on the game because they don't necessarily see all of the work that Ollie does. He's relentless. I mean, you saw him in positions last night in left back winning the ball, trying to take Villa forward, man. Yeah. He's so good. I know it is like it's a vocal minority. But looking at the chat, I mean, that was a great win. Everyone's motivated. We're going to send Craig Shakespeare here because we have questions of our own in the chat, Dan. From Brett, what's the maximum you'd pay for Barkley? Now, this is interesting because he's quite injured. He's quite injury prone. Every time, do you know what, I say that, and every time I say that, people are like, no, he's not. He's had 3 really serious injuries in his career. I would class that as injury prone.
Well, you need to. We spoke about it when we did the TRM, didn't we, mate? When we spoke about Barkley, I ran through the injuries and stuff. Yeah.
So, and
the amount of time he's spent out is quite alarming, really.
But that's gonna affect the value. Chelsea need to sell, but they're in, with the performances that we've seen from Ross, they are in a position to go, okay, well, 35, 40 mil, and he's yours, because there certainly will be other clubs looking at him, given how well he's been doing.
For sure,
which is is more than fair. If we can get him for less than 30 mil, I'd say we'd have to take it, because like you've said many times, Dan, he's a part of the squad. If anything, we've just developed him for no reason. We're not going to keep him.
That's what I've said about all of these players and re-signing their deals and stuff like that, is that it undermines the whole process of what Villa are doing this season. If Villa go on and finish in Europe, then you have to sign the players that got you there. Otherwise, it's a step back, isn't it? Like, if you allow Douglas Luiz to go and just be a glorified loan and go back to City, if you allow Ezri Konsa to leave for Liverpool, as it was rumoured, or Ross Barkley to go back to Chelsea and start scoring goals there, you undermine this season and the process Villa are going through. So there is almost an inclination that you have to buy these players. But just before, Dan, we go back to the comments. Don't we worry, guys. I promise we will get back there. 2 bits of Villa-related news. It has just come out that Fred has gone on loan. Oh, wow. As official from the club. So
Strasbourg.
Fred's gone to Strasbourg. And in semi-Villa-related news, Newcastle are in talks with Paris Saint-Germain for Idrissa Gueye, according to News in France.
He's on the back of my shirt right now. I got to take that. I got to change. Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's a big, big deal.
I love Ghana, man. I love it.
Yeah, me too. That's interesting.
And here, Dan, we're getting paid 26 grand from Blues because Dan Crowley is making 10 appearances soon. That's mad. Wow.
You, Mr. Crowley.
You see, he's gone on loan to Hull though. In real life.
Oh, has he?
Yeah. So he's dropped down a league, and obviously it was only in the summer. Blues fans were saying that Crowley's better than Grealish. She's quite funny. Bless him. We got some good questions here though, Dan. We've got some good debates. First of all, though, your nan's boyfriend. I don't work for Villa. I do journalism. So for a site I write for, I've been lucky enough to attend games in the press box.
Dan's lying. He's on the bench.
I should be, man. I should be. That I'm secretly leading all the Tyrone hate, so I can get in the team. Conser and Morgan.
Those burner accounts, mate. It's all those burner accounts.
I don't know how I have the time to do it, mate.
So, guys, right. Seems like a good, in between games, seems like a good moment to put it to you guys. If you guys have been following Heart of the Holte, and I imagine that you do, obviously, because if you don't, then we would never allow you into this live stream. So go and hit follow at Heart of the Holte on Twitter. I put a tweet up earlier because me and Dan were talking in the podcast yesterday about how This is the most points we've had at this stage. This is in real life, not on Football Manager, don't worry, because I think we've got 6 points. But this is the most points that we've had at the midway season of a Premier League season since 09-10, which wasn't 08-09, I think, if memory serves me, was the amazing O'Neill year where we finished 6th.
Yeah.
09-10 was the one after that. We got 35 points. This year we have 32. And I said, in a one-off game, under the lights, at Villa Park, who wins? Dean Smith's 2020-21 squad or Martin O'Neill's 09-10 squad? And so I want you guys in the comments, let us know who you think would win that. Just a bit of fun. Dan, I'm going to put it to you in a sec. But just before I do that, I'm going to give you the latest results off the poll, because we've had 1,300 people get back to us, which is crazy. And 63%, which is a majority that I wasn't quite expecting, are saying that this current Villa side would get the better of them. And I'm not saying I disagree or anything with that, because I don't actually, it's hard to say, isn't it? But I can see why maybe recency bias is at play, but then I thought there is a lot of nostalgia, lingering nostalgia going towards those Martin O'Neill days, and like Young and Carew and Barry and Milner, etc., etc., etc. So it's really interesting. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think about that. But Dan, putting it to you, just whilst we await this Wolves game, it's a demon question. I'm gonna go with.
It's recency versus nostalgia, isn't it? It's the ultimate.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's really hard to say. I think it'd be really close, but I am going to go with the Villa 09-10's team.
Here's the thing, Dan. Villa now come out of the stalls flying. First half is the best. It's polar opposite for O'Neill. Second half time, kick up the arse, go and win the game in the second half. So, Dean Smith Villa could take the lead 3-0 in the first half, but then Martin O'Neill Villa could score 4 in the second half easily. It's difficult to consider.
It's really, I think that if you're looking at both sides, I think both sides have not necessarily a problem, but both sides are pretty one-dimensional. I remember that was always a criticism of Martin O'Neill, is that plan B, in the same way that Keenan Davis for whoever or Trezeguet for whoever is the go-to substitution at 70 minutes for Dean. For O'Neill, it was Heskey. 70 minutes, Heskey.
I love that guy.
And that was all that Villa had going on. And so it's interesting to see how two teams have drawn the parallels like that. Emmy. What's this? In training. Right. Dan, we're going to stop this. Go to training on the left. Can you see that?
I see that, bro.
So then go to individual. Is it individual? Can you see that at the top?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and so with the players who we're seeing getting injured, you got the little pitch and it says their role, and then you can see the intensity level. Can you see that?
I don't see that, bro. Oh, so it says normal. Yeah. Right.
I think for goalkeepers, we can't change it, but for outfielders, we can change that. So the guys that are getting injured, like for the most injury-prone players in the squad, maybe drop that intensity level down. So like Tyrone, Ross, those kind of guys, maybe drop it down a little bit.
Oh, I don't actually have to click on them, do I?
Yeah, so if you just there and then drop that down to half intensity.
So we'll go for McGinn. Should we go McGinn?
Yeah, you can see in the bottom right, it gives you their medical report. So if they've got anything going on, then drop it down. Because whilst the players might not be necessarily too happy with this, it will keep them off the training pitch. It will keep them, unfortunately, off the training pitch, not on it, but on the treatment table, which is what we don't want. And we're seeing a lot of injuries. So just as those players get those little niggling ones, we'll drop their intensity level down, and hopefully that should help stem this little injury problem, because I don't know what John Terry has got these lads doing in training. But
no, absolutely. That's
your nan's boyfriend, which is probably the best name that we've had in the comments so far, has said just Heskey time. And Heskey time was a big thing for a long time. I feel sorry for Emil Heskey, man. Let me get this out one time. He has just been turned into this. KSI had literally turned the man into a meme.
And Randolph. Let's not forget Randolph. He actually...
Yes, exactly.
He did the song. That thing, right, Heskey... When we would have, when you think of Villa in your childhood, Dan, it is that 08-09. That's probably the earliest season we have, a decent recollection of. In fairness, on the whole... I certainly remember individual games and that before that, but like that as a season is what I remember. And Heskey was, he was probably just coming out of his prime. I mean, we saw him bang him in for Liverpool. He did bits at Leicester, scored goals at Blues, scored goals for us, to be fair.
For England too.
Yeah, well, let's
not forget. Yeah, for England, he got. I don't think his record for England was amazing, but the thing is with Heskey is he was always the strike partner in a front two.
Yeah,
like he was never the the guy that was going to be banging in the goals, but he's got he gave Liverpool some really good years. I mean, he picked up I think almost 200 appearances for Liverpool, and you don't do that if you're a dud. If you're partnering Robbie Fowler and those kind of strikers, he did really well. And I'd be interested to see how many goals. I'm going to try and find out how many goals he scored for Villa. But this is why this comparison is hard, Dan, is because you and I were like 10.
Yeah.
and like all we knew then is that Ashley Young scored lots of goals and John Carew was tall, and that was all I really appreciated about that.
That's all that mattered.
So it's hard. So it's hard to say.
And Melberg just looked like you just wanted to give him a hug all the time. He's like the dad everyone didn't have. It's like we are chasing Olaf Melberg down in this stream. In fact, I think he's just up there talking about Raul Jimenez in the emails. But Melberg is a player that he's out in Sweden doing his thing in real life, and we tried to go and get him to come in and be a part of the coaching staff. But fair play, he's managing a top division side in Sweden. He didn't want to leave being a manager to come be like a coach, basically, which is fair. But Dan and I are going to keep an eye on that situation because one day we will get King Olaf in our coaching staff. Did we ever get that email back, Dan? I'm being really ambiguous here. Did we ever get any?
Yeah, we can't say too much, but we didn't actually. Oh, okay. We haven't had anything back, caveat, yet.
Hopefully that improves. I sent a few emails today, actually, Dan. I'll tell you about that off stream.
Interesting.
Keep you guys interested. But to answer another one for your nan's boyfriend, what do you hear? Wait, sorry. Yeah, what do you hear at the games? Tyrone, which is again, it's another thing. Like everyone's been slating Tyrone wrongfully this season. I don't know what I just said. There's an error in the stream. Interesting. Well, we'll keep things moving on here because it looks like it just needs to. We're leaving the screen a bit stagnant, so we'll just kind of skip through this. But Ty, you hear Ty? He's the leader, and I hate to bring it back to this debate because I hate it whether Jack Grealish is a manager or not, a captain, sorry, or not. Just as I send Shakespeare to do this press conference, Dan. We're not doing these conferences, man. We'll do the important ones, but it's whether. It's that debate. Is Jack a captain? I'm not going to weigh in on that. I'm Jack, fine with it. I'm fine. But you have to have these leaders on the pitch, and Ty is the leader that is almost vindicates the decision of Jack being captain because I think they're both fine with their roles.
Jack is you got.
Who scored for Brighton, Lee? Sorry, Dan. Who scored? Was it Morpie? I've got him in my fantasy team. Brighton are 1-0 up.
Oh, are they?
I said I'd get the stream up, but I forgot.
We're trying to. I did try and say that we were going to keep people updated. I've sort of failed to do that a little bit. But thank you guys in the comments for doing it. It was Leandro Trossard, my guy. Leandro Trossard has got the goal. But yeah, like what I was saying on captains, Dan, is that like your JTs, your Stevie Gerrard, your Tony Adams, those captains, they don't. They're not here. They exist. But they're like in far lesser numbers. They're a dying art. You're not going to have many more Sergio Ramoses coming through or the like. You give armbands now to players because they can play. They lead by example in terms of their performances and the standards that they put in. Jack is probably, from what you hear, the best trainer. He's the best player, and so he lead. But if you look at Arsenal, Emery, I want to say, gave the armband to Ozil at one point, and it was not because he deserved it, but it's to inspire the best of a player. So the armband, I don't think carries much significance as it did nowadays. If you want your typical vocal leader, then Tyrone is the captain in that Villa team. But considering what Jack did with that armband on from the Championship, you can't take it off him, can you? But no, it's an interesting point because captains have they've really changed as a sort of dynamic in the squad.
It's a dying art, isn't it? Really, it is. But,
yeah, for sure.
But like as I say, like Jack sets that standard with the performances, and you don't necessarily hear him on the pitch. Just to kind of go back to what Yunan's boyfriend was asking. I can't believe I'm saying that. Oh, sorry. We'll sort the team out first before we do that. You hear Ty. That's what you hear. You hear Emmy. Emmy is very vocal in the side, which is very good. And obviously we have to change Emmy here because he's injured. So it looks like we're going to have to rock with Jed, Dan. With no keeper on the bench because I believe they're all injured.
Yeah, I want to see. So in terms of the keeping situation, if you go to team report, Dan, you see it underneath tactics. It's over on the very, very left-hand side. And just hit that. And then go to
Brighton scored again.
Squad depth.
Squad depth.
It should give us a run through in the positions of who's up, who's best, who's second best, etc., etc. So if we go to the keepers, I'll be interested to see who. So Tom Heaton is actually the better keeper on the game than Emmy, and then it's Lovray, then Jed. So that's how our goalkeeping hierarchy works. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, so it should help you in terms of learning who's the best. So that's on current ability, who's the better player.
So who should we put in from the reserves? Gilbert?
Well, the thing is I don't know if we've got... Fred is a good call. Heaton's still not quite back yet. So it's Lovray and Jed as to who we want to put in for this game.
I think Lovray's still out, is he not? What's this one?
Is that fitness test? How's he doing? Did he pass that fitness test?
High susceptibility for that.
Still got that double hernia. We'll rock with Jed then. Is he comfortable being a sweeper keeper?
We did get the an email saying, you can play sweeper keeper. We did get an email saying, he cost us money, Kalinic. And I'm like, but I'm not going to play him.
Lovray.
Sorry.
Don't Lovray.
Jed, don't let us down, mate. We love you at the Villa. We really do.
Well, he's back in goal. What is it about Wolves away and bringing on Jed?
Yeah, it's just a thing, man. I just gotta hope he doesn't get injured here, like Oyan, because we're really screwed. Then we'd have to bring in one of the under-23s. We do our chances no harm by tightly marking Raul Jimenez. I feel like all Shakespeare's advice is to stay tight to the strikers, and I'm fine with that if it works. We won the last game. It worked
in the last game. They didn't have a shot, so I mean, who are we to say no?
But look at this side, Dan. They've got John Ruddy in goal.
Interesting. Willy Bolly, Max Kilman starts, Nelson Semedo, Marçal, Hamutinho. I love him. I don't care if both. I love Hamutinho, but he has fallen off a cliff in real life.
So's
my
Neves,
God,
bro. So's Neves.
Neves, Adama, Podence, him. I think we can have that. They're 11th. I think we can have that team.
We'll pump fists. We want people to feel this, and we'll go out and give the fans their money's worth. Come on, let's go Villa. We're gonna storm out just because it's a somewhat of a derby. It's not, but screw them. Let's get this underway.
We do what we want.
It's a hostile atmosphere. Let's go. A few people current side win that game easy. Yunan's boyfriend. Do you see Dougie leaving in the summer? I hope not. I don't think so. Oh God, Willy Bolly scored already, Dan.
Oh dear! There we go.
That.
Early complication. Is that going in from a corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
Are we going zonal again, guys?
damn zonal. Well, we've got to see how these boys can fight back.
This has really backfired me storming out of this
press
conference.
A shout of encouragement here, Dan.
Hopefully, Semedo's coming inside. Jimenez. Oh my God, what a goal!
Right. Well, we didn't stay tight enough to him.
Should we change some instructions?
Yeah, let's have a look at this. Let's get in. We seem to be.
We have to do this while it's going.
Yeah, we'll just wait until this replay passes, and then we'll be able to. That's a good goal.
It takes that well. That's an underrated aspect of Jimenez's game.
I think we dropped back a little bit, Dan.
Balanced.
Yeah, I think so. We haven't actually made. They've only had next year 0.3. But yeah, I think if we
drop the tempo.
So if you go to out of possession, Dan, at the top, how far are we? Like, what's the defensive width like? So the defensive width is standard, but I think. Do we want to? Maybe go wide. Yeah. So if you use tighter marking and then you bring the defensive width to wide.
Sorry, where's that?
Just underneath in the little pitch where it says defensive width.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just drag that up, and then if it's like one of three, so it just goes. That's fine.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's like force. I think if we force them inside, I think that suits us better because this. Yeah, I think that's okay. We need to. We go. Let's have it. Come on.
Villa.
Well, let's see. A shout of encouragement as well. I think wouldn't go amiss, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Come on, boys. We can't be 2-0 down within 16 minutes, man. We will do that. We'll stop Pedence from crossing the ball. It's nice that we've got a highlight here, Dan.
This is a
Matt
good
Target
start.
Put the ball in. Bertie, there we go.
That's what we want.
That's what we want, boys.
Bertie Traore's first goal of the season. Let's have it. That's a nice goal as well. This wing play system that we've got going on is really benefiting us, mate. That's
Inverted
working
wingers,
well.
Man.
There you go, Bertie
Magical.
at the far stick, coming up like Trez.
Look at that.
Feeling like Floyd in this Mayweather. Let's go get the second. Let's go.
Come on. Corner to Brighton here. Oh, headed away by Doherty, I think.
Matty Target.
Oh wow, there we go, Jack Grealish.
There
I
we
missed
go.
that. I was
Come
looking.
on.
I was looking at Lewis Dunk's header that Bale headed away.
What a comeback! What a comeback! This is like your nan's boyfriend. This is like me teaching my nan how to use a computer. It's not that bad. If you think this is bad, your nan's boyfriend. Dan gave me like a 4-hour tutorial on how to edit our podcast, which is like in the scheme of editing things that Dan's put together, the simplest thing ever. And that was a lot more painful. This is, Dan is far more skilled at this than I ever was at anything on Adobe. So
it's all good, man. It's all good. It's nice to see we're back in this game as well.
There we go, back in it.
Oh,
this is good.
Could we make it 3? There's no way. Bertrand Traore, he's got a brace, mate. There's been 5 goals in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Let's get that comment section blowing up. Wow.
Come on, shout out Bernie in the comments.
Those changes were a treat.
Look at that. Coming
imagine.
Across the defence. Oh my God, I love that near post run. That's we don't see enough of
Where's
that in real life.
Where's AJ in his top?
AJ's let us down here, man.
If you're in the comments, AJ, I want to see if that top is on or off right now. This is the thing, Dan, is that there's been a lot of goals in this game. We don't want the tide to start flowing Wolves' way. We've got to try and get a grip on this game.
Hopefully we should be able to get to half-time. We're up to 3rd right now in the league, Dan. We'll get a bit closer to Marcel, stop him from crossing the ball. That is perfectly fine. Sexy football. You guys know it. You know this is beautiful. And we've made it to half-time. 3-2. Wow. Some may say that smash and grab. We've scored with 3 shots on target, Dan. XG of 1.43. Wow.
Wait, well, we really turned that around. That's not easy to do.
We have to pump the fists here, Dan, surely.
Boys, yeah, I want to... we got to...
Yeah, things are going well.
I think so. Boys, well done.
Do we want to make any changes, Dan?
I think if we go to tactics,
you can do it
maybe just drop the tempo a little bit because I think we need to take this frantic nature out of the game a little.
Is that intensity?
So if you can bring it out, if you click tactics at the top, it'll bring out the normal sort of pitch.
Oh, nice.
There you go. We're good to go. The man is learning. Here we go.
Out of possession.
In possession.
In possession. Yeah. There we
go.
It
is. And just because we're playing a really high tempo, and I think we can just take the frantic nature out of this game just a little.
Should we try? We've had a lot of joy on that right hand side, so should we overlap on the right?
It's that I think they're working. It's been a dream, and that really wide attacking width is doing absolute bits. So yeah, I think that leaving those as it is, will do no harm.
Yeah, we want
nice work, babe.
Nice one. Here we go. Morgan and Wise. It's a joint effort, Dan. You know it.
Let's get into it.
Any subs? No, we're going to keep things as they are. McGinn's on another yellow.
So he's not having a great game either. So McGinn for Connor could be a one for sort of 60, 70 minutes.
Do we risk it and give JJ a go on this one?
We need to get some of these youngsters. Ollie Watkins is not playing the best again, so it could be time for some a substitute in the attacking front as well if his game doesn't get much better.
Look at that. We need a few more shots and I'll feel a bit more comfortable here, man.
What a comeback.
Tell Tyrone Mings to man Mark Jimenez. Yes. Do your job, Ty. Come on. We don't want anyone on these Football Manager socials calling him out.
Keep an eye on that clock, Danny boy.
Oh, this is dangerous, man. This is I'd never know how to feel. You never know how this is going to go. Oh, Podence just had a shot go wide. Wow. Okay, we'll pause this. We'll make a sub now, Dan.
Yeah, let's do it. I think, McGinn's coming off. He's not having his best game, and he's on a yellow as well. So McGinn or maybe JJ. Who do you want to see come on here, Dan?
I'd say JJ. He looks delighted. His body language. He knows he's about to come on. The FBI are listening. They've told him. So we'll put Jacob on. Do we want to change the instructions for him?
So maybe not as a box to box. What's he most comfortable with in that position? What is he like?
Advanced playmaker or deep line?
Maybe a deep line one. Yeah, get a supporting role. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, support. That's fine. Ollie, what are we saying? Keenan or because we were going to bring Ollie off in the last game, Dan.
Keenan Davis scored for us, didn't he, in the Southampton game? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, I think he did. He scored the goal to take us penalties.
So
we'll put Keenan on. This will trigger the whole fan base. If Cal's watching, he will be up in a hole. We'll give a team talk. Outstretched arms. There is no pressure on you today.
I can't wait to get Wesley back. In Football Manager and in real life.
Bro,
so
he's playing every minute.
He would do bits. The Wesley Villa podcast is back.
It's back, baby. Pump that fist for Wes. You can't really tell me we've gone first half. We've had 5 goals in 30 minutes, and we're at 73 now, and there's not been another one.
Might be time for some time wasting shortly.
Let's see what Bertie does here. Oh, that's poor. Kilman with some futsal techers there, man.
This is such a crazy
big save from Jed Wright. Time wasting.
So I think in terms of instructions, Danny boy, I think we up that time wasting to full, and then that attacking width, because what that'll mean is that when Wolves get the ball, we're going to be really wide when they counter. Yeah. So if we come a little bit more narrow, it should help us to sort of funnel those counter attacks into positions that we want them to. So I'm good with that.
Seems about right.
We're not really wide, because if we're caught really wide on a counter, then it's going to spell big problems.
Should you dribble less?
Yeah, keep knocking this ball around. Let's go.
Be more disciplined. Come on, Villa. Let's see this one out. I need to press play, don't I? I'm like, why is it not started? They've made a sub as well. It looks like they've gone to a 2 up front, which could actually... Neves has scored. Wow.
No.
What do we do here, Dan? What do we do? We've got 15 minutes left.
No.
That's a sucker punch, man. See, look, Target has actually got in the way of that. What are we doing? 30 minutes left, Dan. Are we gonna go for this?
Yeah, we're not in this game for draws, Dan. Come on, let's try and get a win. Let's try and stem the tide of this game. Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Let's go. Come on, Villa. We got Keenan on and we're looking for a goal, man.
Let's have a shout of encouragement and let's go.
Shout. Encourage entire team. Come on. Right, we've got 9 minutes left. Oh, this anxiety, man. I hate this so much.
Oh, not a highlight.
Oh no. Adama's running in against his former club. We've managed to deal with that.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
No. What? Oh,
he's offside. He's offside. Surely.
Surely
he was off. Surely he was off.
Oh my God. Tension.
Get in. Come on. We love VAR. We love VAR here. You could tell miles off. Come off it.
Oh, wow. VAR saves us again. Twice in 2 days.
Literally, that is. Oh my God. Right. Oh, I don't know what I've done here. I think I was made a sub accidentally.
Well, I think with how this game's gone down, I'll be happy to come away with a draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Goals galore. What's happened here? I think I accidentally opened up Internet Explorer.
Oh yeah, if you click on the billboards in Football Manager, like the little hoardings, it brings up whatever the advertising is.
Yeah, Internet Explorer just popped up. I don't think the stream would have seen that, but did we score that? Oh my God, we were so close.
Oh my God, bro. My face.
No. Oh no.
Is it offside?
No way. Is there a foul? Come on, come on. How is? Oh my god. Oh, they were way off. They were way
No
off.
way.
How have we had
No
2 goals
way.
disallowed from VAR?
Oh my god, this is entertainment. Wow, mate.
We got away with murder, mate. 29 shots, 14 on target, 16 corners. Oh my days,
wow.
man.
The XG surprisingly was pretty close,
mate. That we've just Southamptoned Wolves. We've got away with murder there.
Wow. Well, I think we have to take a draw there.
I don't know. Are we going to be? See, assistant says we're happy. I ain't happy with that, Dan.
No, I think
we got let off.
Yeah.
Oh, but see, they all seem happy. They're all happy ones. I don't know what to say.
I think we.
Unlucky.
Well, yeah, I think so. I don't want to.
Look at Trez anxious. Wow, what you didn't play, man.
Well, 3-3.
Right. Here's the thing. I think we've just
crazy
peaked
game.
We just peaked at 37 concurrents there. I think as well. So a lot of people would have seen a lot of that drama there. That is, Jesus Christ, man. That's terrifying. But look at the table. We're sat in 5th. Morgan and Wise.
Let's have how's this table looking? West Ham down the bottom there. West Brom as well. You'd love to see it.
Tottenham in 16th.
Yeah. This is early days, obviously, but things are looking good. And being out of the Carabao is not the worst thing because it means that we can focus on the Prem, which is
Look at Leicester there, man. Look at Leicester, top in that league. We've oh my god, yeah. There's we got Sheffield United next. That'll be a big game. I think we've probably got time for another 2 games at least, Dan. I think
for sure.
Looking at how this is going, and obviously we're at
well
half time in this Spurs game. From what I've seen, we've Brighton have really been giving this a go, guys. If anyone's been watching that game, let us know your thoughts on that one.
Barca have just kicked off as well. They've got Bilbao, which is an interesting game because Bilbao recently beat them in the Supercopa de España final. Yeah, so that's Barcelona will want revenge. It's been a crazy La Liga season,
and obviously a lot of stuff came out today about Messi's contract.
Yeah, those rumours are wild. I mean, this has been one of the best La Liga seasons in a long time because you've got Atleti looking like they're running
away with
again.
It. They're doing a Rangers
10 points ahead now. 10 points ahead now. Real Madrid, from one week to the next, they can't decide what team they are. They beat Alaves 4-1 away last week, and they looked brilliant. They came back home, lost to Levante last time out. Sevilla are just a joy. You've got Villarreal, Real Sociedad, some really good teams, and it's been a really good season. And that Barca game is one to keep an eye on.
Hi, my name's Stefan. Please, can I have a shout out? Shout out to you, Stefan. Doing the most in the comments, man.
Welcome aboard,
man. We appreciate your support, man. And everyone, you guys, the chat's been great fun again. Keep the questions coming in the chat, guys. We love to keep it as engaging as possible. I mean, Dan and I, we talk enough anyway, so that the least we can do is speak about things you guys want us to speak about.
For sure. Nice winnable game next, Dan. Chef at home.
Chelsea have topped the table.
2 weeks. 2 weeks until that game as well, so the players can get a bit of a respite in.
We're only just in October now, Dan. That's that's a bit mental.
It's going to be a wild season.
We're on 609 playbacks as well, so thanks to everyone who's came and checked the stream out. 37 concurrents. Amazing stuff, guys. We've got some big games coming up. Villa are doing well. If you guys have any questions about football, about sports just in general, about whatever, let us know in the comments. We'd be more than happy to go through your thoughts. If you want to shout out like Stefan, we're here for that. We'll give you guys the shout outs.
Absolutely.
Keep the conversation going. Oh, look at this, man. You're getting some TV money. Yeah.
Nice.
Rolling in it.
Nice. Leicester, big game. Big game.
Decent. So, is there a way of mass skipping these days, like there is in FIFA?
Yeah. So you can go. You can go on holiday. Which is a way of that's just essentially no, unfortunately not. But I never trust doing it because you leave I've done it before, and a transfer bid can come in, or a player will get injured or something like that, and you're like, oh my god, how did this? And I'm not a save scummer, not me.
Good.
So
Alex, my mate Alex does that on FIFA. He used to save before every game. If he lost, he'd go and play it again. It's
terrible.
I'd give him so much stick. It was a FIFA 13 save, to be fair. Southampton career mode. It was jacked, man. That team was a joke. I mean, everyone knew about like Memphis and Memphis Depay and Zakaria and that. There were so many good players in the Eredivisie you could pick up. Question from Joe here. Backup left back for Villa in the summer. I hope so.
One word. So. Two words. Rico Henry.
Yeah, man.
Make it happen.
Absolutely.
I love that guy. I know that is.
So
my God! There's my guy Cameron Archer. There's bits
for your Solihull one. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. Let's see how he's doing. Oh, he's not played.
Joe Bailey.
Rico's a weird one though, isn't it? Because I feel like he hasn't quite progressed to the level I expected him to, and I don't know. I don't think that's because he's been like priced out of a move to the Premier League. I think there's the danger of that with us going in for him. We're going to get priced out for a move because I wouldn't want to spend too much money on him, especially if you're looking at maybe backup option given how good Matt Targett's been. But listen, Rico's a baller, like 100%. If a deal can be done there, that's amazing. And he's a local lad. He's Brummie, so hopefully that could bring him back.
I think he played under Dean at Walsall as well.
He did, yeah. Dean discovered him,
so
which is good. He's good friends with Hepburn Murphy as well, who's out in either Greece or Cyprus. He's playing in Cyprus, isn't he?
Yeah, Cyprus, isn't it? Yeah. Best of luck to you, Russian.
Absolutely. Wouldn't we have got him already?
In probably the most unpopular instance yet on a Villa stream, my laptop is about to die. So Dan, take these questions in the comments. I'll still be able to hear because I have my AirPods in, but I'll be right back with my laptop charger.
That's not a problem, man. It's a good job last time. We almost we timed that one perfectly, didn't we? With both of our laptops. So we wouldn't. So Joe, we wouldn't. Are we talking about Henry still? I feel like we've always been linked with him just because there's been that sort of Dean Smith connection, isn't it? There's been loads of players. I think Smith was signing with Brentford. Don't come up. Lee has said, yeah, I think so. Well, I think we were hoping that with Benrahma in the summer, and obviously he's just made his move to West Ham permanent, which is good for him. He's not doing it in terms of goals and assists. He's not got the numbers, but the performances are very good, and I'm sure that the goals will come for him. I really do hope that Henry's a good bit of business you can do. Hopefully, as I say, he wouldn't cost too much. There's always this. I hate to think that Villa are overpaying, and not getting a deal because there's. I mean, if you're talking value for money, if you can get Rico Henry for less than £50 million, it's an absolute steal because we paid 17 million for Target. Look at what he's become. You just got to look at what Manchester City have done and how they've warped the value of every single fullback in the world by paying 50 million for Kyle Walker and paying a similar fee for Joao Cancelo. And just defenders, they come at a premium, with Rico being English as well. There's the potential for that there. It's an interesting one because we were talking about this and someone mentioned it in the comments on the stream, Dan, and we didn't actually we didn't mention it. It slipped away, but someone said surely Target's a shoe-in for England. I mean, we're looking at potentially if Rico's playing in the Premier League, if him and Target can compete for game time, then you're looking at two really solid left backs for England, aren't you?
Yeah, I think Matty is. It's such a shame, isn't it? Because you've got so many players that I feel have deserved England call-ups in the past. But I mean, look how long it took Jack to get his. Do you know what I mean? And it's like Matt is performing at a really high level and definitely a level that's good enough for England. But it's like the question comes. It's like, will they get that chance? Will Southgate take that chance on him, and especially in a big competition like the Euros? I mean, I hope so. I'd love to see it because we've seen like Kyle Walker play left back for England. We see Kieran Trippier play left back for England, and so there definitely is a need for that left back. But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
It's like because as I say, and as Joe said as well, it's finding someone who's happy to play back. And I think you just got to look at Sanson. I don't think Dean has said in the negotiations at any point, or Langer has said bona fide starter. He's gone, this is the midfield. It's functioning really well. There's a possibility we might not sign Ross, so there's almost a 40% chance of regular game time next season when you're fully embedded. But it's very much a go and get the shirt, keep the shirt kind of thing. Yeah. It is hard. A lot of people are buying into the Dean Smith project at Aston Villa, which is brilliant, and we can hope that they're going to buy into the Morgan and Wise project as well. But go on,
Did you
Dan.
see the scenes at Marseille's training ground?
Yeah,
Sanson got out at the right time.
Yeah,
Well,
he really did.
300 fans stormed the training ground. Apparently, it's about £500,000 worth of damage. It's crazy.
Setting off fireworks, weren't they?
If anyone hasn't seen that, go and check that out. Because Marseille fans, they're unhappy with, and the Sanson deal may have contributed to this, in that they weren't happy with how the club's being run. They're not happy with the club's league position. So apparently 300 fans, they reckon, stormed the training ground yesterday and were setting fireworks off. I can't remember, I think it was Alvaro Gonzalez got hit. They were aiming fireworks at Dimitri Payet and they hit Alvaro Gonzalez.
Jeez.
And he's now got a back injury. It's crazy. Crazy.
Oh my God. I didn't realise that the players were involved. I'd seen a lot of the videos and that, but oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. And if you remember, that a similar thing happened at Sporting Lisbon. Do you remember?
Yeah,
that's what they had a fire sale of all their players. Yeah, Marseille fans hit defender Alvaro Gonzalez with a projectile firework during the storming of the training ground this afternoon, and he's now got a minor back injury. Mate. He was hit by fans by accident who were aiming at Dimitri Payet.
I can't believe they were actually targeting players. That's disgraceful, man. That's
wild, isn't it? I mean, but this happens. That's going to be me. That was almost me after the Burnley game. I was at Bodymore, banging on the gates.
Let us in.
Let me in.
Knowledge. Someone mentioned that in the comments. I'm glad someone actually put. Someone was like, shout out to Knowledge. I love that. I love it. I love it. Like
if we don't change the manager name on this save to Big Nige, we've lost it.
We need to hire a Nige. We need to hire someone called Nige.
One Nige in there.
What about Rio
Nigel
Coca?
Pearson could do a job. Yes, oh my God, even
let's
better.
get him in. How do we? Is it Scout? No.
Hit that in at the search bar at the top where it says inbox. If you just type where it says inbox, it'll give you an option to type there. You're on it. Can we get? Is Rio on the game?
Is it?
Oh, no way. I don't think he is.
He's doing commentary, man, at the moment.
Loving it. It was on the football show, Sky Sports News, about 12 a.m. Catch Nigel Rio-Coco talking about everything and anything.
This isn't an advert, by the way. Sky Sports are not paying us.
It was actually quite funny. Dan, I don't think I mentioned, but obviously we started the top of the last podcast talking about our haircuts and how they're faring. There's a reason I've got a cap on today, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And this guy sent us a link to his barbering account on the Twitter page. He was like, I've got you guys. I can plug you with the trims if you need them. And I replied like, oh my God, yeah. No, laughing at it. I was like, yeah, maybe I will. And all this sort of stuff. And
that's really nice. That's cool, man. I appreciate that's nice.
Someone's nice. Actually. He said he'll come to me. He said I've sent you a message on Instagram. I can book you in there.
Well, maybe after this lockdown's over, maybe we'll have to take him up on that, Dan. That little podcast getting a trim.
I was going to say that whilst we're getting the trims, I could see that.
If you're watching, mate, I can't remember your name, but give us a comment in the chat.
Ben the Barber.
That's really nice, man. I like what I was going to say, Dan. Is I really enjoy it when we kind of go off on these tangents. I quote we like the podcast to be analytical and that, but it's at the end of the day, it's still two really good mates just having a good time. And I feel like we've got the balance good, but I like it when like people get involved with that. So like when someone was commenting like, Nige, good on Nige or whatever in the comments in the last podcast, that's really good. And the fact that someone sat through and listened to us complain and thought, you know what, I'll let them know that I'm a barber. That's sick. Like that's amazing.
I love it. That's what we do as Formula Man. I love interacting with all you guys. Egan O'Neill, speaking of which, in the comments, great results all around for the Villa this weekend. Dublin calling. I can't wait to see Samson, my name for him, get settled in and have a run out. All the best. Yeah, well, man. I'm excited. That's why I was disappointed we didn't see him yesterday, but no, we'll definitely get to see him soon. It won't be too long. Dean didn't wait with the likes of Bertrand and those kind of guys. They were all put in pretty quickly, weren't they? So hopefully we want to see him because he's such an exciting player, and I really do think Villa fans are going to like him.
I hope so, man.
We've discussed this obviously at length in our announcement video, which if you guys haven't checked out, after this, go and have a look. Me and Dan, I feel we between that and the transfer rumour mill we did on him, we've broken down really nicely. And I think, unfortunately, French football Still gets his rep as a farmers league in this country, which drives me crazy because so many of the better players we have in the Premier League came out of there. But he's it's not a league we get much coverage on, and not a league we know too much about.
Now this isn't good, Dan.
See.
He had a knock earlier on in this 2-week break. It said 1 to 2 days. Now we've got Mings out for 4 to 5 weeks. So guys, we're dealing with some real problems here. This is injury crisis 101. Bjorn,
you won't hear anything about it on Sky though, because it's not Liverpool.
We're gonna go in on the media, by the way. If we get any questions about injuries, we're gonna be like, null and void. We're fifth. Give us Europa. give it us. That's the funny thing, because obviously when there was all the talk of the league ending and that, and the second half of the Spurs game is about to start, and they've brought on Carlos Vinicius, who channeled his inner Mbappe against. Who was it? What's the name? I forget the name. This is really
Marine.
bad. Marine. That's it. I almost called them Maine. I was on the right lungs. They've brought on Carlos Vinicius, which is interesting. I feel like he's not really had that much of a runabout in the league, so that's good to see. But no, where was I going on that one? I can't remember. I can't remember what I was saying.
This is all the best parts of the podcast that you guys miss out on.
Yeah. I'm surprised we actually managed to keep it fairly concise. Like, we don't do too much editing on the podcast because we want our personality to come through. Of course, we research extensively the things. That's just what we do. Of course, there's times where we do make mistakes, which you guys rightfully call us out on in the comments. But
for sure,
that is sick. I really like the dynamic of going live and having people to chat to, Dan, because
I love it.
You know, we could sit on a phone call, as we've done many a time, and just chat for hours and play games and that. But it's nice that we've got people who want to be part of that in the chat. So if you guys keep your questions coming, that'd be insane. Just as we're coming up on this game now, Dan, aren't we?
Yeah, this is one where we've got to pick up. We've got to finish our dinner here, man. Got to win these games.
Got to rely on the squad.
At home, we're playing well. I don't think. Hopefully, Emmy will be back.
He should be.
So. Jed didn't have the best game, conceding those 3. Not really any of his fault, but Emmy, he's been pretty solid. So Emmy, we'll get him back in between the sticks.
That was
Barry
battle
shines.
of the backups, weren't it, with Ruddy and Jed in goal?
It was, yeah, and neither keeper did great. Is that in the? Oh, what competition is that? Sorry, Dan. But the under 23s were just completing it.
I skipped past that, didn't I?
I thought I saw Leverkusen. So what is this? So you got Everton, Villa,
International Cup.
Dynamo Kiev. Interesting. Honestly,
should we view the highlights?
I thought, yeah, why not? Did we win? Yeah, we beat Leverkusen 3-1. Good goals.
Here we
we'll
go.
See,
let's see
how the Villa boys getting on.
And
I love that you. Oh, to be fair, it was their under 19s and our under 23s. But Sven Bender's at centre back and Lars Bender. Oh my God, they had both Bender brothers playing.
Did one of them retire recently, or did they both announce their retirement at the end of the season? I feel like they did.
They're getting on now. It wouldn't surprise. I didn't see that.
Oh wow, Barry takes that well.
Getting up.
We rate
climbing those stairs.
I'm here for that.
Get up there, big man. I can't because he's been loaned out to. I don't know why, because on my save, he was scoring for Villa in the Championship. Villa got relegated, unfortunately. And he was scoring goals for Villa, but then Villa loaned him out to Sunderland, who are in League One, and they're competing with me. Oh my God, Nadim Murray's playing as well. This is a good Leverkusen under 19.
It really is.
And he's doing absolute bits. He looks really good on Football Manager, so I'm excited for he's scoring again. Louis Barry to come of age and really see what he can do.
That's great. Wow, Mungo Bridge.
Dan's boyfriend, Dan. This is one I'm going to put to you. The most underrated player in the starting 11. That's hard because I feel like now players are starting to get their credit. If I was to say, I'd say Douglas. I still don't think he gets enough credit.
I still don't think he gets enough credit. I gas him up way too much. It's got to be Ollie, man. It's got to be Watkins.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Still isn't quite appreciated when his name's in lights with the goals and that. Everyone's like, yes. I feel like not everyone is like. I feel like people are like 85% on board with Ollie Watkins, which I want everyone to be 100% on board.
The disrespect Tyrone gets as well, man.
You suggested, yeah, we'll do this, man, because these are the changes we want, aren't they? We want Emmy back in. We want Bjorn in because they're both. And he's back from injury.
This is the first time we've seen him.
We didn't really give him a run about in pre-season, did we?
Where is Bjorn Engels? He was on the bench, wasn't he?
He's been on the
yesterday?
bench recently, yeah, which is good.
Man.
I really,
I feel
I like
for Bjorn.
It's-
He's a bit of a fridge, like, you know.
Look at
I feel
Southampton
like
at home.
the Earth goes around the sun faster than Bjorn Engels can turn around. But here we go. Our first transfer interactions, mate. Here we go. QPR have come in for Elmo on loan.
Is this real life?
No, this is not live. But
Oh my god, I didn't
FF.
see the email. Oh my god, because I've titled this transfers, so hope but there's not really been a lot go on apart from Damari Gray to
Leverkusen. They've made some interesting signings by Leverkusen.
Do we register these guys?
I think it should be already done. So if you just confirm the selection, I think that's the
okay.
squad that we've had going anyway.
Nice one. Oh, sorry, mate. When you said keep, I was actually about to break down because obviously you said earlier it's confirmed that Fred's gone. I'm thinking we have no right backs. We have Kane Kellister is well in now in the first team now. You think? What are we doing here, Dan?
We haven't actually gone through transfer negotiations yet. So here we go. The loans are a little bit complicated. So they won Elmo on loan, as you can see. It's a long-term loan until the end of the season. Yeah, so it's a long-term loan.
Yeah.
So they will pay us 27k as a monthly fee for the loan, whether he's playing or not. He'll be an important player in the QPR squad, so he'll get some minutes. It's just whether we want to give him that. I don't know how Elmo is feeling about it. He's actually transfer listed on the game.
My client's preferred destination would be QPR.
So Dan, this one we've got Fred. It's just whether we can always recall him. If you scroll down to on the other scroll bar, if you go down to loan options, can be recalled is in there, which is nice. If we keep that in there, that means we can have. What do you think, mate?
I mean, we both do kind of like Fred. We are aware of his shortcomings. We've had Kellister in the squad a few times, haven't we? So I'm happy to let him go, mate.
We've got some good questions here. Your nan's boyfriend, you've been active today in the comments. Shout out to you, my man. Watkins or Ings or DCL for the Euros if Kane is injured? Now that's a nice question. My man there is Ings, personally. As much as I love Ollie, I feel like, if Ollie can keep himself,
taking Ollie?
If he keeps it up to the end of the season, I'll have him. But you can't. I lambasted Southgate. I hated seeing Calvin Phillips in the squad that early. You got to earn these England callers big time.
I don't know.
DCL hasn't kept it going. I think Ings fundamentally is a better striker than Ollie Watkins. I just say that on a Villa podcast. I feel like I'm about to get torn.
Bro.
But right now, I'm taking. I just realised that actually maybe Ollie Watkins, because it was after the game last night. I realised Danny Ings' Instagram name is Instagram, which made me want to vomit. So maybe it's Ollie.
No, but right, here's the thing though. Danny Ings is made of paper. Like
that is true.
He's injured all the time.
True.
We're talking about a striker who's going if Kane is injured. Danny Ings will more than likely be injured. That's the thing. I feel like Calvert-Lewin's kind of gone off the radar a bit. I feel like the work he does is being underappreciated at the moment because Everton aren't actually in the best vein of form right now.
I like these.
Which is, I've got a lot of time. To be perfectly honest with you, though, this time last year, I was saying to our friend Dan Tom Palmer, big Everton fan, I have no idea why any manager has constantly persisted with DCL. I get Big Ben's vibes, man. He's a bit like an English Kareem, not as skillful, but in terms of hold up play, in terms of the variety of goals that we actually do see from DCL. I like him, but I've got to back Ollie. Ollie's got to go, man.
Neil Taylor. Oh, goodness. Everyone wants that. Yeah, I don't think we... See, this is the problem, is that Neil is going to become unsettled if he's not allowed to speak to Derby.
Right.
But we need him because he's our backup left back. So this is a problem. We were in a real catch-22 here because we can reject the offer and speak to Neil and see if we can convince him to stay, which I think is all we can do, really. So I think what we do is if we reject this offer and the Preston one,
Yeah.
And then he's probably going to come to us and be like, you didn't let me go. And then we speak to him. And then
Right.
worst case, we'll say he can go in January once we get a replacement
Yeah,
in.
we need.
But
Well, hopefully we can bring Henry in
we
then.
can't do it yet. They're
Another
back with more.
approach, guys.
So see, this is the thing as well. They want us to pay half of his wages, which
No.
is a big no-no.
And Preston have come
Apparently
back in again.
they're
Oh.
clearly very keen on Neil. He's only going to be a regular starter as well, so it's not like he's going to be an important player like Elmo
This
going to
is
be for
right before
QPR.
the deadline,
But obviously,
and this is right before a game as well, Dan. This couldn't have happened
we
at a
don't
worse
need
time.
this. How do we see Sanson getting into the side? Your nan's boyfriend. Arachnophilia. Sanson, we spoke about that a little bit earlier. I think that might require a bit of a formation change, as we were saying. But Arachnophilia, first game didn't watch. West Ham was going to be tricky. First game didn't watch, and then got hammered, and then roared when heard result. After Burnley was in shock for days. Yeah, that Burnley
We'll
game was
preview
tough,
West Ham a
wasn't it,
bit
Dan?
just towards the end of this this live stream. I think we'll
Yeah,
talk a bit more
for
about
sure.
that, and we'll talk about the Liverpool game that happened today.
For sure.
So we'll get to that, Arachnophilia. It's good to see you in the comments, mate. Appreciate the support as always. Now Neil's not come to us yet. Oh, Derby want Davis as well.
Oh my goodness.
See, I wouldn't be as averse to that. Lee Johnson's managing Derby.
He must have taken over there. Is
Wow.
Wayne on the game? Interesting. So there we go. That's the window over, I think. Yeah, transfer deadline has passed. So there we are. We've confirmed
We've got the Sheffield United
boys.
game now.
Chef.
Finally.
Let's go. Guys, here we are. We've got a good number of you watching now. There's no pressure on us at all here, Dan.
Absolutely. So we've made the changes to the side. We've agreed with what Shakespeare wanted. We will just show you guys before we go into the game.
Lionel
as well, so if anyone's
Messi.
new.
What a goal. Lionel Messi has just scored an outrageous free kick against Bilbao.
Oh, wow.
Give that man a pay rise. He doesn't earn enough.
Aston Villa leave Heaton out. Oh, we left Heaton and Wesley out of the squad.
Oh no. Oh damn. I do this all the time. How long are they injured for? How long are they injured for?
I think
if
Heaton's back now. Oh, shit. We've really gone and messed up here.
This is on me.
Why is my PC battery running low? It's plugged in. This isn't good. We may have to end the stream soon.
Injured 5 to 10 days. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
Oh my god.
I've done you dirty there, my guy.
You know what?
I think
I don't know if we're going to have time to play this game.
Are we having?
Sorry, let me just double check what's going on because it's saying
No problem.
I'm plugged in, so this could be a battery issue, which isn't good.
We've got it all going on here, team.
Dan, I think we've got some questions in the chat, guys.
Yeah, I'll run some through whilst Dan is trying to salvage his PC. Callum Rowe, good job. We got the notifications on. What's the schedule for these streams? Honestly, Cal, there isn't one. It's good that you do have the bell on, guys. Be more like Cal. Definitely hit that bell because Dan and I are just going to do these. If we started them when Villa were having the problems with the COVID situation and everything like that. No problem, mate. And all the COVID situation and everything like that. That's when Dan and I came up with this. It's something that we've been talking about for a little while. And when Villa had those games postponed, it really gave us an opportunity to get these out to you guys. We sort of tried this. You guys really enjoyed them. And so we're hopefully just going to try and get these to you. Dan and I are still doing uni amongst a load of different things. So it's just whenever we get the time. So make sure you hit that bell and follow Heart of the Holte on Twitter because you'll never miss an upload, whether it be a podcast or a live stream. We'll always give you enough notice on there. So that's my plan for you there, Cal. Lee Ingham should constantly be in the England squad over Mings. Yeah, for sure. If it's about 4 And so I started playing basketball, and I didn't really know much about the sport at all. Back in business. We're back. And I started playing basketball, and I literally didn't know anything about the sport. And so I started watching basketball online and on TV and stuff like that. And when I started to get into basketball, is when Derrick Rose was having his MVP year. And I was the same height as D Rose. I couldn't play anything like D Rose. I bought D Rose's shoes. I absolutely loved Derrick Rose, and obviously Derrick Rose was the Bulls, and so it was Derrick Rose that got me into the Bulls. I know for a lot of people it was MJ, especially in this country, but no, for me it was D Rose, and I really got into him at the last time because I got about 2 years of D Rose before he was traded, and it's not been the best since. But no, I'm a big Shy fan, and that's how I came to support the Bulls. And so I'm sorry for everyone that doesn't really have an interest in basketball. That was a bit of a ramble, but it was a nice segue because Dan is back in business.
We're back.
Is the battery situation good?
I think so. It seems like it's going up now. So it's plugged into an extension lead. I got a notification the other day saying that that it was like it was saying that there weren't enough like watts going through it, and I'm like, this is strange. And the last time that happened, I had a problem with my charger. Basically, one of the charging pins was stuck in the laptop, so it would still charge, but then it ended up screwing my screen up. Ended up getting it fixed over the summer, which was great. There's no problem there. I think it's just because it's been plugged into an extension cable. So as you can see, it's a bit darker. I've had to unplug the extension cable, put it in. It seems like we're going up now. So thank you to everyone who stayed with us. Arachnophilia, time to build a new PC in Claret and Blue. That's the dream, man. That is the dream. Honestly, like this laptop's a beast. Like it's a Dell XPS 15 2017 version, i7. It is an absolute powerhouse for what it does. It's amazing that we're able to.
Big result for Chelsea. Look at that.
That is a big result. It's amazing that we're able to do these streams on it. But no, I want to build a gaming PC that's just an absolute monster to edit on. Just as Lucas Moore has come on for Gareth Bale. Wow, he's not having a good time in London, is he? Gareth Bale.
No, he's really not.
Emmy's back. That's good.
Luol Deng. Yeah, that's the guy, Lee. Luol Deng, English guy on the Bulls. As we get into this one, Sheffield United, right in the driver's seat. Let's go.
Oh, we've got a line between Cash and Traore now. That's brilliant.
Nice. That's what we want to see. Some good chemistry between those boys. We've got who's coming on? I think if we got Courtney. Courtney suspended.
Under 23.
Courtney, interesting.
He must have done that. When
did Courtney get suspended?
I think it was the. He maybe played an under 23s game. It's the only time I could think.
Wild. Wow. So we got to get another player on that bench. Connor.
He's on the bench, my guy. Is he not? Oh no, he's not. How's he slipped out of the squad there? We'll put him there. That's fine. Connor Horahan on the bench.
No reason to change. Are we? We've brought in Martinez is back in the side.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in that side. Bertrand has started scoring as well because I think it was only a couple of games before we started tampering with that position, but he got a couple of goals.
Trez missed a penalty, didn't he? So we weren't very happy with Trez. To be perfectly honest, we got 30 concurrent views now, so thank you guys. Sorry about the having to disappear in that. A few of you may have thought the stream ended, so I'm sorry about that. Here's how they're lining up. We're gonna press on to Sander Berger today, a player who I actually rate quite highly, Dan, in real life.
Yeah, I like Sander.
Good little player. I think you could do a lot worse than bringing him in. We're talking about trying to find players who are happy to be squad players or like really fight for a place. We're gonna pump our fist. We're gonna say we're favourites. Grealish is motivated. That's good. We don't usually get a reaction from Jack. We're gonna send our assistant. And let's hope this game goes a bit better than the Wolves when we were lucky. Guys, this will probably be the last game of the stream just because of what happened with the battery. So I'm sorry about that. So hopefully we can win this one. And, we're getting our first highlight already, Dan. Wow. Sheffield United 17th. So important we win this one.
It's a rainy day. Rainy day.
It's at home as well. McBurney, oh my God, hits the woodwork. Of course, we've got Engels in the side as well because Mings is injured.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
This is the most exciting time to be a Villa fan in recent history. Cal, you are absolutely right, my man. This is, to be honest, Watkins is through. Ramsdale, good save there. But since I really like, despite how bad the first 2 years in the Championship were, I really did feel like we were starting to get the club back. That was really good. It was really, that relegation year was so hard. I mean, you guys know, it was just like, I've never felt so disenfranchised from the club. But it's not even just the results, because, you know, as I say, we struggled in the first 2 years in the Championship, so it's not even like as we've just scored, Ross Barkley scores the second of the season and tidy finish.
Come on.
You know, like, we were awful in the Championship, but I enjoyed going more, especially in that first season. Like, I think there was so much that was wrong with the club off the field, and it was slowly, really slowly starting to get there. Obviously, a lot of things unravelled with
nice goal.
Keith and Tony and that, but allegedly, so we don't get sued. But no, like, yeah, this is a really good time to be a Villa fan, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I'm assuming we're obviously talking about... Wow, John Fleck. Who knew?
We need to retire, Dan. That's outrageous.
What a goal.
Ender Stevens setting that one up. Former Villa man. Two players got over there, man. He's got a free run. Oh, my God.
It's a good goal. That was a night they built that well, Chef. Got to say. We go again.
We gotta be doing better there, man. I'm gonna shout at them.
Dean, any more players leaving Villa this window? I wouldn't be surprised. There's been a few clubs that I don't think I expect much, but there's been a few clubs that have been knocking around Keenan, and I think a loan move would be good for him. I think he needs some minutes.
Well, we've got a few hours left on that, haven't we? Really. Unless Villa have got an ace up their sleeve and we have a striker incoming, I really don't see Keenan going.
No.
That's the thing. We can't leave ourselves this light, and maybe they're lying about how far off Wes is. Maybe he's closer than we thought.
I think they're starting to run fitness tests on him. I think for games, which is usually a positive sign. You know, he's competing in full training, which is usually the green light when it comes to getting players back involved when they're playing in their little matches, and he's back when he's really putting that knee through the full works. Ollie, good save. Was that?
Good save.
So hopefully we see Wes soon, man, because I can't wait to see how he fits in this Villa team and ultimately how well he does.
Wines did that interview with Jude, Jude's Journey. So if you've not seen that, I would recommend it. I've not watched it yet, but Jude's done really well there. I mean, I've seen bits of it. I've just not had the time to sit down and watch the full thing, unfortunately. But no, Jude's doing great. So if you guys aren't subscribed to Jude's Journey, you should be. He's got some really good interviews on there, really good. Trying to make his way in the media world, which we're all trying to do that. So if his tweets done numbers, so hopefully that will kind of correspond in views. It's interesting. There's always two sides to the story with Jar and Wines, and maybe we start to believe Wines a bit more. But I mean, with how he wanted to put us in admin, I'd have really liked to have interviewed him myself. I've not watched the full thing. I can't imagine Jude pressed him on that too much, because
you don't want to push the wrong button.
Yeah, exactly. But I like when the Villa View did an interview with him as well, and it was kind of it was good that they did that. But I think there was some questions that they maybe should have asked at the time, and I'm sure they probably think the same as well. To be fair, given how what happened with the club, almost going into admin and that.
Go on, Ollie.
I've forgotten about this game. We should probably make some changes, Dan. Trezeguet for Grealish. Wow, are we going to do that?
Bertrand Traore is having a stinker. Grealish is playing quite well, so I think we might leave Jack. But yeah, Bertie's not having a good time out there.
Should we put Barry on?
Who have we got on the bench? Where's Anwar? Oh, he broke his leg, didn't he? Anwar?
Yeah, Anwar's out for time, man. So if we want to make two, they were recommending we bring Grealish off because of look at his fitness. That is fitness, right? Or concentration. Yeah. I don't know. It's not very
condition.
Good. So yeah, we probably should bring Jack off with Ty getting injured. I say we put Trez and Barry on.
Let's do it.
Let's give this a real rock. Go. Bertrand, sorry mate, you're coming off. Do we want to do triple sub, mate, and take Dougie off because he's apprehensive?
Dropping a 6.5. Let's go for. Let's drop. So go open up that little tactics panel. Why don't we Here's what I'm thinking: drop Dougie into a 10 role, and then drop Barkley in there, and then we can bring on Connor, and we'll go like a 4-2-3-1.
Connor, interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. So if we bring put Dougie into a 10, and then we'll leave Barkley in the 10, and then bring Douglas off.
Oh, we're taking Douglas off for so Barkley's staying on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right. And then I think if we put Barkley
I've ruined it. Hang on.
If we put Barkley in the 10.
So we want Douglas off for Horahan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then if you drag Barkley just like right up there, like in line with Barry and Trez, and then we can play a sort of 4-2-3-1 if you like.
Should we like
Get
that?
them level. What do you reckon?
Yeah. But this is the first time we've changed our tactics.
Try and get a win in this one.
Let's give team talk. Pump. You guys know we got to pump the fists. You have the ability to make the difference. We shouldn't be tied to Sheffield United on 70 minutes. To be perfectly honest, so I'm actually a bit disappointed with the lads. And we've got some comments which we will come to at the end. We're on it over 1,000 playbacks now, Dan, with 30 concurrent views. That's mad. So thanks to everyone who's checked in on the stream, man. It really does mean the most. And oh my God, Barry almost set up Barkley there.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm gonna shout at them. Did the wrong thing. Oh my God. No, go away. The game's going to be over by the time I've encouraged them. Come on. Oh no, Arachnophilia. Wes is not crap. Come on. This is the Wesley Filler podcast. This is the Wesley
Come to the wrong place, Arachnophilia.
You really have, my
man. Come to the wrong place. Admittedly, we haven't seen the best of Wes. That's what I'll say. I think Dan would agree with me there. The best of Wes is definitely yet to come. Yeah. He's going to. I just hope he comes back in a big way as we get a draw. Dan, man.
I'm not happy.
That's not good enough.
I'm not happy.
We didn't create the chances that we needed to. That's like a 1.15 XG. Shame. But I wanted to end the pod on I keep saying on the pod in the stream on a high note, but oh well.
You don't deserve a rest after that performance.
Yeah, getting back in training. We need to do better than that. Better than that.
The battery's looking good now, but to be fair, I think if we we'll send Shaky for this, as that's his Jay's our media bitch at the moment. We're still sat in fifth. There's teams that haven't quite played as many games as us just yet, but we'll go through some comments now, guys. If you do have any final comments, let us know just about anything. It doesn't have to be about Villa. It doesn't have to be about Football Manager. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, just as we start working our way through them. I feel like Wes was on track to have a decent season and he had little service. Yeah, he did, your nan's boyfriend. He had 7 goals by January. He was well on track for 13, 14 goals, which as a solo striker in his first season in the Prem, given the amount of stick that Wes tended to get, that's really good for a first season, I think. Bring Dean back, Tristan. You don't mean that, man. You don't mean that. Come on. But yeah, like Wes Arachnophilia. What did he say? Not crap, but underperformed. See, I don't even think he underperformed. I think he overperformed, if anything, Dan. To be perfectly honest, I think he that side was poor. That was a really poor side. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get much service. He ran the channels a lot, which he seemed to like to do, but he isn't the quickest of players. He's not the most mobile, which is probably the issue with Wes, to be perfectly honest. If Wes had a full season, Wes would have performed. I reckon Wes would have put up the same numbers that Tammy Abraham did for Chelsea last season. And that's why we signed him.
It's ultimately a matter of just embedding him into a side, and this is why I'm so excited to see him in this side. And there's certain things which come with going through that injury, like Wes has done. It's a comp thing. It's having the ability to run on that knee and feel confident to go at defenders and jump for headers and challenge. And it's a big confidence thing. And Wesley wasn't necessarily blessed in the leg department anyway, because one was about 6 inches shorter than the other or something crazy.
Exactly.
And so there's a few things like that psychologically I think Wes has got to overcome. But if he does that, I think he's a beautiful tandem to Ollie, and it gives us another option as to how we can line this team up. He's a really popular figure amongst the squad as well, and the big guys seem to love him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know I'm excited to see Wes. I can understand why people are on the fence though.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get it.
I get that.
We're,
I
we're
get
not
that.
we're not
Right,
we're not
Ophelia.
slating you, Arachnophilia. I get it. Like a lot of people
It's a matter
don't
of
like Wes, but I feel Dan and I take it upon ourselves to be the Wes propaganda because he'll come good. Trust me, he will.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Johnny 5446. Don't think we've actually spoken to you yet, Johnny. Welcome aboard. If England crash out the Euros and Southgate leaves, do you think there's a danger of England come knocking for Dino? Not a lot of other good candidates.
What a save by the Brighton goalkeeper, by the way. Sorry, Vinicius managed to
no.
get a very good shot out of his feet there.
We've got some. Is it still 1-0?
Still 1-0, mate. Yeah, Spurs aren't looking too good. It was a good effort by Vinicius. Well saved at the near post of the Brighton keeper. I forget who they've got in goal now because they've recently got rid of Ryan. I know it's a Spanish guy. I just can't remember his name.
Sanchez.
That's the guy.
Sanchez?
Yeah, he's doing bits, man. But sorry to interrupt there, but yeah.
No problem. Yeah, it's an interesting one, Johnny. I think, Southgate is under pressure with England. With the last few international breaks have been dreary, and I think it's not just enough to win games anymore. You've now, with the squad that we've got, you've got to go and win, and convincingly, don't you? Play some good football.
Yeah, you really do.
And so I think there will be a lenient. They'll lean towards domestic managers. I think it really depends on how this season finishes up. I think it'd be an interesting one to call, but I think there are certain managers that are far more set up, and it's actually your nan's boyfriend suggests Frank Lampard. I think Lampard, a next logical step would be to get in with the England setup. I don't think it's necessarily as England manager. I wouldn't say
21s.
But just go get some more coaching experience. He'll be back at Chelsea. He'll be back at Chelsea one day. And so just go and get some coaching. Lampard back in the England setup, not necessarily as manager, but just involved in that setup. I don't think would be a bad call.
No, it's not bad. Yeah,
I think we're seeing Lee Bruce stick up for Wesley. Villa go 5th with the win against West Ham on Wednesday, and that seems a good segue down to start talking about that game.
Yeah.
Just before we wrap this up, and we spoke about it a little bit at the end of the podcast. But if you guys have anything you've noticed about West Ham, anything you want to ask about West Ham, they're a really interesting side. Didn't give a great account of themselves earlier against Liverpool, but it was against Liverpool, so you do have to sort of isolate because Liverpool can do that to the best of teams on their day. But no, they're a side that I'm really looking forward to going up against. And a player, I like a lot of their players, I have to say. It's going to be a really sort of battle of the two overachievers in a way, I suppose. And I'm really excited to see how we measure up. We do have 2 games in hand on them, which is important to caveat. So, they're currently 3 points above us, but we've got 2 games in hand. And so it would be a massive win, wouldn't it, if we could get 3 points there, Dan? Yeah,
no, it really would. And to be perfectly honest, West Ham got caught out by this last-minute change in formation by Liverpool. Nobody expected Jurgen Klopp to go for a 4-4-2 diamond, which you're really overloading that midfield pair of Soucek and Rice for West Ham, especially when they play the 3-4-3. It's going to be really difficult, and when you've got fullbacks who like to bomb on as much as Alexander-Arnold and Robertson do, they got completely overran. They really did, and it didn't really come as much of a surprise, to be perfectly honest. Craig Dawson scored a very tidy goal from a set piece, a little half volley chance. But Mo Salah back in his green form, really, but his green patch has come. Him and Mane haven't been too great recently, so from a Liverpool perspective, they'll be buzzing with that because you're talking about a potential rival for a finish. We don't know where Liverpool's going to finish. We don't know where West Ham are going to finish. They're both up there at the moment. So it was big that they got that. And hopefully, I don't think they will be feeling too sorry for themselves, West Ham, because they will look at this as a winnable game. They did beat us not too long ago. I felt like we obviously deserve more. I mean, we're talking about the Ollie Watkins goal that was ruled out when Ogbonna wrestled him to the ground and like his little toe was offside. I mean, they didn't even draw the lines correctly for that, did they, Dan? Which was just an absolute farce. But this is a really exciting game. Obviously, we are at home. That is massive for Villa because the home form, it seems to be getting better. Villa are performing better. Sanson would have had a lot more time to have trained with the team. I think obviously it would have been nice to have seen him against Southampton, but make sure don't pick up any little niggles or anything like that. That's really important. Hopefully, we see him in some capacity in that game. It's interesting because West Ham go on these little runs of form. Like before they came into the Liverpool game, they'd won 4 on the bounce. They'd lost. Before that, they won 4 on the bounce again, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully they don't start another one of them runs against us. It's really important, as you say, games in hand, Dan. We need to win these games in hand if we're really going to reinstate our position in the side like that. And just looking at the chat, I'm just going to have to scroll up just a little bit.
I think the big thing is, Dan, and I'd be interested to see what you guys in the chat do have to think about this. If we are going to do anything in Europe, we've got to do better at Villa Park.
Yeah, man.
Villa Park, we've been so inconsistent there. You know, if you base the Premier League table on just home games, we'd be 12th. And if it was just on away games, we'd be 3rd.
Mad, isn't it?
West Ham in an away league table would come in 9th. In a home league table, they come in 4th. So again, they're a side that are stronger at home than they are away, which sort of plays into our hands a little bit. But it was pretty tight when we played them earlier on in the season, as you were saying. What have we got in the chat? Ollie hat-trick on Wednesday. Steve, so. Mate, sounds good to me. Unan's away from they'll score from a corner. That's definitely something we're going to be wearing of, and fortunately something I can see.
That is man.
Yeah, that's where their threats come from, 100%.
He really is.
Callum Rowe, on the complete contrary, means going to have Antonio in their back pockets. They'll do very well to do that. I wouldn't rule it out at all, but he's a real handful.
I love Antonio. I love him so much.
Player.
He balled out at Forest. There was surprisingly not too many clubs in for him at that time, and he's really stuck out at West Ham. He's not at the best of times, so it's really good to see him enjoying the form that he's in right now, to be perfectly honest. I got a lot of time for Antonio. I like the vibes. He's scoring goals for fun, which is great. A lot of people will have him in fantasy football now as well because of that. Hopefully he doesn't, just for our sakes, Dan, for just for Villa's sakes. Arachnophilia, very likeable guy. I'm rooting for him. Yeah, I assume that's about Wes. Yeah, you know, he'll come good. And as you did say, Arachnophilia, you know, against Burnley in that game, he did look really good. And yeah, you do have to be special to beat Liverpool, just like us.
Oh, for sure.
Just like us, Johnny.
For sure.
I mean, Liverpool, I don't know. Are they going to get themselves back in the title race, Dan? For you?
The problem is, Dan, is that if you had to bet on one side to sort of see the season out and just be a picture of consistency into the end of the season, it's City, isn't it? You know, they're on an absolute... And the thing is, they play Burnley tomorrow, which is a game, not tomorrow, I beg your pardon, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so that's a game that then they could win. But then they play Liverpool. That's next weekend, next Sunday at Anfield, which is a huge game. And that basically answers that question, doesn't it? If Liverpool win that game, then yeah, they're 4 points behind. They closed that gap. Then yeah. But if City go and win that game, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's over, but you know, the fat lady is warming up her pipes. That's all I'll say.
I'm with Yunan's boyfriend, man. I said in our preview podcast, Dan, didn't I, Premier League predictions, that it was City. I think you went with Liverpool. City have peaked at just the right time, and they made a lot of changes against Sheffield United. It was only a 1-0 win. You're going to look at that and think it's not that glamorous, but you know, there's 3 changes to that back four that you know has established itself so well with Diaz and Stones. We had Diaz and Laporte, and oh my god, Aymeric Laporte, world's best centre back on his day. I'm telling you, man, he's so good. I love him so much. I'm glad he's made his way back into the side. It seemed impossible though with the form that Stones and Diaz were in. So important he kept a clean sheet. Hopefully he'll be staying fit. So I love Aymeric Laporte. I think it's Man City's, to be perfectly honest. Guys, get your final questions in now. We do have a fair few. Villa 1982. Do we have a fantasy football league? No, but we should. So we will set one up. And someone, I think it may have been Arachnophilia actually. It was someone else who was saying, what's the schedule earlier and how will we know? If you don't follow us on Twitter, you should. My @ is @DanMorgie34. That's DANMORGI34. Dan's is @WisemanFootball with no vowels in the football section. So it's @WisemanFTBL. I almost
that's the one,
didn't I? Oh my god, that would have made me look really bad. Journalist, no chance. So yeah, follow us on Twitter. There'll be updates there. I realise we have the community tab, and I probably should use that a bit more on YouTube. So first of all, I'm assuming you guys watching the streams are subscribed, which is brilliant. If you haven't, press the little bell button, because that will give you notifications. I know if you have got notifications on, so if you change it so you've got notifications on every time we upload a podcast, every time we make a post in our community section, every time we go live, you will get notified. I will try and make sure that we're using the community tab a bit more often so as we can communicate these live streams, because we understand not as many of you guys do actually follow us on Twitter, so it's important that we can keep you guys updated. And oh my God, there has just been an on-the-line clearance essentially from Toby Alderweireld. Neil Maupay, Aaron Connolly, it looked a certain goal. It was a bit of a sweaty one, cut the ball across. There was a 2-on-2 situation, capitalised on this really well. Amazing defending from Alderweireld, maybe a bit too casual from Connolly. Looks like he took an elbow in the face a bit earlier as well. Alderweireld was bleeding out of his mouth. Sorry. Oh my God, I got a lot of time for that. I know the Brighton goal would have made this game very interesting, to be fair. But yeah, so make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on. Follow us on Twitter for more updates, not just on the stream, but just on stuff in general. I mean, we're always tweeting about football and other things, so that's good. If you guys want that. From Callum here, thoughts on Mings' hate on social media? Personally, very against it. Yeah, me too, man. Like, what more can this guy do? He's so good. He's often scapegoat. I feel like I hate to like generalize and call out Villa fans because it's not everyone, but there's a few people. Like a vocal. It's a minority. It really is. So it's important to preface that. But there are people who feel the need when Villa lose the scapegoat. Like, and a lot of the time, like, let's be honest, in that Burnley game, Dan, there wasn't really an individual error. To be perfect, it was a team collective. So yeah, I didn't really see too many people calling out Mings after that. Maybe I'm just not following them guys. Which, to be fair, I'm more than okay with that. I don't want to have to see that, to be perfectly honest. I feel like there is often a need to scapegoat. Sometimes we just have to accept that we weren't good enough on the whole. It just wasn't our day. Sometimes you just have to accept that at times, Dan, don't you? I know it's difficult because we're playing so well, but
100%. Yeah, no, like, look, with tyres, the Aston Villa aren't where they are in the league. Aston Villa potentially aren't in the Premier League if it isn't for Tyrone Mings. He's been such a great servant to this club. He fell in love with us and he represents the club so well. He's a real philanthropist. Everything he does off the pitch, how well spoken he is. There's so much that he brings to the club that we haven't seen in such a long time, and he makes a mistake every now and again, but he's just such an expressive, expansive centre-back. We haven't seen his like really before at the club, and so that sort of comes part and parcel. But no, I love Tyrone, man. He's so integral to everything we do.
Absolutely. From Dean, do you think Trezeguet will get his place back anytime soon? He was good. He was in good form earlier in the season. There's a time and place, man. Like, there's certainly a shout for what his defensive contributions have been, though Dean has come out and said, listen, Bertrand's doing everything that I ask him to, which is, you have to take his word on that. I think, I'd hope to see maybe some rotation if we can afford it in certain situations, just to keep things fresh. I'd hate for us to be in like, late February, early March, and we've got like 4 or 5 players out. This is just an awful situation, especially considering, we've set our ambitions really high. We want European football. We want to get Europa League. So obviously we can't get that through cup competitions in any way. So, we have to really focus on a high finish in the league. So I think, everybody in this squad will step up and prove to be important at times. We saw Marvellous did against Newcastle. I'm sure he'll have to step up again because we like to get a fair amount of yellow cards. So I dare say there's probably 1 or 2 more suspensions on the horizon a bit later in the season. And from Villa 1982, would you rather lose Luiz to Manchester City and keep Barkley, or the other way around? Personally, I would rather keep Luiz. I mean, Douglas Luiz, and I've said this on the podcast, but I have to say it again, he is going to be the best number 6 in world football in 4 years' time. He's phenomenal. I love watching him. I love watching him for Brazil. I love watching him for Villa. It would really hurt to see him leave, especially to another club in England, especially Manchester City. And I understand there's unfinished business. The buyback is up in June, so whether they look to exercise that, I'm not quite sure. I hope not. I feel like Douglas is a really hard player to kind of, like we spoke about this before with players, and like when you've got them, you've got them all to scout for the next player. I think there are plenty more Ross Barkleys than Douglas Luiz is floating about. Let's be honest. So I think we could. I mean, ideal world we get both of them, but Douglas Luiz, he's our little Brazilian star boy, Dan.
For sure. I agree with everything that you've said there, mate. Carl in the comments, Jacob Ramsey was out the squad for the last game. Do you think that he's someone who deserves regular game time off the bench? That's a really interesting Present point, and there's absolutely no doubt that JJ deserves to play. That can't be denied. The thing is with JJ is that Villa have often not hampered the development of younger players in the past because they haven't given them that pathway to the first team. I think for a player of his age, and I've said this before on the podcast, Dan, that it's very important to give him the minutes in the right circumstances. I think you want him to be able to go out and be himself and play without pressure and just express himself and do what he does best. You know, if you're sending him out to go and win Aston Villa football games, JJ might be able to deal with that well, but I mean, how he responds to that mentally is one thing, and B, I don't think that gets the best out of his performances. And so if he can't get the regular game time in a Villa shirt, look at what the loan did for Jack, etc., etc., etc. You've got to go and, you know, there'll be plenty of teams where he could go and get minutes for, but game time, be it at Villa or at a loan club, for a player of his age is absolutely the most important thing.
Yeah, no, it really is. Good to see Johnny agree there with Louise. He's really hard to replace. We don't use subs, that is very true. So yeah, it would be very hard for someone like Jacob to have more sub appearances when he's not. You know, we're not making as many subs, which is incredibly infuriating for us watching, like, you know, with our hearts in our mouth the night against Southampton. But I mean, hopefully Dean can sort out in the future and look at, and I'm sure it is something he will look to consider. But guys, I think we're going to end the stream there. Thank you guys. Mm-hmm. It's been over 2 hours this time, the longest one we've done so far. We had a few hiccups in terms of batteries and charging and stuff for both of us, but that's all sorted. We'd just really like to thank you guys in the chat. You guys have been really engaging once again. Thank you all for the support. Before you go, make sure to hit the notification button on the YouTube, the little bell. Make sure you have all the notifications on. We'll be posting streams when we're going to plan on streaming and that on our community tab, so as you guys can keep engaged. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, it's at DanMorgie34 and at Wiseman Football, without the vowels in football for Dan. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's been really great, as I say, engaging with you. Plenty of really good comments, really good discussions that we've had. Final words from yourself, Dan?
Yeah, no, thank you guys for all tuning in. It's been really nice that Dan and I are able to diversify the content and give you guys something to do. There's a lot of football going on at the moment, so I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Keep yourself safe, guys. Keep going. We're almost into Feb now, so hopefully we're getting into the business end of this lockdown and on the home straight. And so keep doing it. You know, Dan and I absolutely love doing this. You guys, it's a two-way street. We love doing it. And it's good to see you guys seem to enjoy us doing it as well. So thank you very much for joining us. And sacrificing dancing on ice with the wife.
Absolutely. We'll be back with a podcast after the West Ham game. I might be there, so again, it might be a bit later. So just make sure you've got your notifications on and enjoy the rest of your Sundays, guys. Up the Villa.